I had a story that I could start things on. Where I had a friend that when we went to IHOP and it was like I think like 1 a.m. or something, and we were the only people in there. And we come in, we sit down, and he's going through the menu. He goes, "I want an omelet," and we're like, "Okay, that's fine." He's like, "I'm gonna make my own." I'm like, "What are you gonna get on it?" He goes, "Everything," and there was like 20 items on this list. And so the lady comes...
69 cents a piece?
Some things don't mix, though.
So the lady comes out, and she's like, what do you want to order? And he goes, "I want an omelet with everything." Like, "Oh, we don't have an everything omelet." He goes, "No."
I want an omelet.
He goes, "I want an omelet, and you see this list? All of it." And she goes, "Oh."
You do realize the price on that.
So she goes, "Okay, so I'll have to check with the cook." The cook comes out and he goes, "Everything?" And he goes, "Yes, we're going to have like 3 eggs." And he's like, "Fine with me." It was like a $28 omelet.
From IHOP.
This thing was on their big, like the pancake plate.
Yeah.
And it was just mulling it up. And he's like, oh. I don't even remember if he enjoyed it, like, or not.
But no, he got one of the steak and eggs knives and just...
You probably could get a cookie cutter. Just that thing
he's got that little, like, white plastic handled pie. You know, like serving thing. He's just serving it out in the plate.
It's like the Grinch at the dinner.
Carved the roast beef.
It's a fucking omelet.
Oh, it's huge. But yeah, anyways, welcome to podcast something. I can't remember. 30
Michael.
something.
30. Michael.
What? 30 Michael.
30 Michael.
30 Michael.
Oh, we're at 30 Michael.
30 Michael,
So,
30 Michael from the sun.
thank you to this is SQSA, Stupid Questions, Stupid Answers. Talk about a bunch of stupid crap. Starting from our left here, we got
John.
And Kyle.
Andrew.
Leonard, the woodchuck wood analyzer.
Pretty sure that's similar to one, but sure.
You analyze woodchuck wood?
No, I analyze how much wood a wood can chuck. It's been a question.
Wait, a wood can chuck?
Yeah.
How much? Wait. Is the wood chucking?
He's got a
The
specialty.
woodchuck chucks the wood. And it's my job to determine how much.
Wait, so a woodchuck can chuck wood?
A woodchuck can chuck wood, and it's my job to determine how much woodchuck can chuck wood.
I thought the whole question was how much it could if it could.
Well, hey, we found out it can.
Wait,
This is the science we conduct.
this woodchuck is a consultant?
Well, the woodchuck is...
No, he's a consultant
the
to the
baseline
woodchuck.
We have a baseline woodchuck, which we based all other woodchucks' ability to chuck wood.
Is it
You didn't even take another sample? It was just one dude?
No, we have one dude who's our baseline, and then we monitor other woodchucks and their ability to chuck wood.
What is
they
that
were basing it
woodchuck's
off of him.
name? Is it Pugsatani Frank?
It's David.
That's fair.
I like
Very solid name.
Okay.
I like
the
that the question
David the
comes
woodchuck.
up, how much wood can a woodchuck chuck? And you hire an actuary.
Wow.
These are the questions of our time.
Yeah, our default woodchuck David.
Yeah.
He's
our
woodchucking capacity. Wait, what is David's woodchucking capacity?
He's pretty average.
Yes, he's your
No, that's-
baseline.
yeah, he's the baseline.
What is the capacity?
He's been fired from like 5 woodchucking jobs. He can.
Wait, why'd you hire him?
That's not a good baseline
They
then.
want above average woodchuckers for all the jobs, and he's just an average woodchucker.
Are you working on the... are you like in an employment law firm? Or like, what are you
No,
doing?
I'm just an analyzer to make sure that other woodchucks are better than David. David is depressed.
You're an analyst working at in like an employment firm
you
or
HR?
employment law firm.
It's not like HR.
No, David is a crap woodchuck, or at least an average woodchuck.
Wow.
And
That's your
sorry,
client.
David.
David is watching this, Michael.
The only work David could get was being the baseline woodchuck for me. I know he's shit. Okay? He knows he's shit. His wife knows he's shit. That's why she left him.
There's no reason to bring it up now.
Oh my God.
You're just rubbing it in. Poor David.
Screw you, David.
He wants to work fuck with this woodchuck.
He's gonna come in anyways. He's got no other choice. No one else will hire him. He'll lose his house that he chucked.
Wait, he's gonna lose his house after he lost his wife?
He tried to prove his woodchucking ability. Chucked his own house. Took him all weekend. A good woodchuck would have gotten done in like 6 hours.
Wait, well, at least he kept the house.
No,
it fell.
house.
It fell apart because he chucked it.
So his wife didn't want it.
Well, his wife had left him at that
Yeah.
point.
Okay, but
He was angry. He was drunk and angry.
Took the kids.
Oh, you're an
Took
asshole.
2 of the kids. Wow.
two of the
I didn't
kids.
chuck his
No,
house.
it's not his.
No,
it's
the
not
wife
his
took
fault.
2 of the kids, and David got the bad one.
But
Yeah.
if you hired only bad woodchucks,
No, one
No,
woodchuck.
This
standard.
was one
But
way.
you said
Standardized
He's the
woodchuck.
standard. If other woodchucks can chuck better than he can chuck, then they get hired to chuck wood.
yeah. So you're saying that, but if everybody was hired him below him, then he would be great.
So wait a minute. Did you put
But
this?
he's not great.
This
Yeah,
wood.
no, but by comparison,
No, a below average woodchuck would be unemployed.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not unemployed.
He's
So
got a job. I've given him a job.
He's literally in woodchuck limbo.
so you're saying that he's a bunch of crap, though the people that are unemployed and worse are better.
No, I don't even know who they are. They're like nameless woodchucks.
Charles.
At least I know David's name.
Wood
That's not all
Charles.
the paperwork you have to write.
I mean, David's kids will never know him, but at least I
He
know
has
him.
kids.
He does.
Yeah,
His
he
wife
does.
took them.
What are the names of the kids?
I don't know. I don't get into his
Clarence and
personal life.
Charlene, the woodchuck.
You should know because you probably stole his wife too.
Don't tell him.
Yeah, Chuck.
Don't tell him.
No, now I'm just thinking of the better version of David, who would be Wood Charles.
Freaking
Yeah.
Wood Charles always like coming around showing off his woodchucking skills.
He's the one that's just above.
Yes.
Yeah. He's better than David, so at least he's got a real job.
Yeah, okay. Well, we've confirmed that Leonard is an asshole. All right. But we always bring a stupid topic to bring up. And so, John, what was yours?
So everyone has kind of their favorite role to play in a video game, either like the DPS frontline guy or the tank or the support or the ranged guy who sits in the back and just snipes everyone.
Yeah.
But my question is, given your favorite kind of role in video games, how good would you be trying to do that in real life?
Yeah.
Well,
The whole point of fantasy is to get
Yeah.
to pick the
Yeah.
things you know you can't do.
I did get an archery badge, and I like playing archers in games. When I was in Boy Scouts, I was in Boy Scouts long freaking time ago.
I don't know. It's kind of ironic. Like I actually, like use weapons in real life to, like, quote unquote, do combat.
Yeah, you know how to use
But
a knife.
I love summoners.
But no,
like I love summoners.
so you'd have pets.
I would love to have pets, like with a little Skeletor pet.
No, pets that you can send away when they get hungry.
Yeah.
Just yeah. Oh, you're hungry. You.
But like you would think I would want to be that. It's so boring because I know how awful it is
To be a
in
summoner?
real life. No, not to be a summoner. To
be in
like
the canine unit?
To be that. But like no, like having like this, like being like the gun shooty man, the soldier dude in an RPG. Is always like, oh god, that again.
I can see.
Frontline infantry.
Like you can see, Kyle. He's like, "See, I'm a summoner," and he summons like a demon. It's like, "I'm hungry." Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Just to summon him, he's like, "Whoa, we gotta remember to not do that one."
I'll swallow your
For
soul.
at least-
I'll swallow your soul. Okay, you can go away.
How long does it take for them to pass out from hunger? 7 days? Well, I'll put that on the clock. calendar then.
Yep.
It's like, do you require sustenance? Yes. I don't know.
So you want
wait.
You'd just be checking.
I'll eat the things that you kill, and then we'll be fine. Like, there.
Yeah,
That's
there
a
you
good
go.
summon. That's a good summon.
Just picturing Kyle's
Resourceful.
I feel like
Kyle's
we're gonna be eating a lot
Rolodex of
bugs.
demons.
Well, I also love that you bring up the question of like which one you suck at in real life. So Kyle immediately brings up the one that is literally impossible.
Yes.
Like, I can't actually summon creatures.
Well, I mean, like
so-
you could technically summon. Well, I mean, not necessarily even
No,
a
so-
creature. You could summon someone by employing.
it's called an Uber.
I have summoned Greg.
I summoned my familiar. He just reaches into his pocket, pulls out a hamster, like, summoned.
I have guinea pigs. I'll use those.
Yes, that's your familiars. You just throw them at
I know.
people.
That's one summon. The other is Greg with a Toyota Avalon.
Yep. He brings me Taco Bell once in a while.
Yeah.
You summon Taco Bell?
No, I summoned
that's good.
Greg. He just comes bearing food. He doesn't get to eat though.
Would you rather have a wizard who could summon a demon or a wizard who could summon fast food? Because I don't want the fast food guy.
Well, if
summoning-
World of Warcraft has anything to say about it, definitely the food.
So no,
Yeah.
if it was a demon, I would consider that a summon. But if it was food,
No, if you could go and like White Castle's
Yeah,
crave
but then
case would be on the
Unlimited
table.
breadsticks.
but
Yeah.
would that be summoning or conjuring?
Conjuring.
That'd be Conjuring, not
That'd be
something.
conjuring.
Well, which
'Cause,
one do you want?
I mean, summoning sounds like I ate all the food and then they're like, and then and then like you're like, I'm hungry again.
Well, maybe the crave case is alive. Summoning that-
Ooh, it fights back.
It fights back.
I
when
like
you
that,
try to
actually.
steal sliders from its
is it a
box.
mimic crave cake?
I love that. You have to kill the crave case to get to the insides.
You gotta reach for some sliders, and the thing is like,
Bad.
All I want is a fry.
slap.
Oh, okay.
Wait a second. This is an onion ring.
Hey, that's a
What kind of a slider mimic are you?
So, to go back to the question, first part of the question is, what is your preferred role in most video games?
So I know for me, like
summoner.
So, summoner for Kyle.
yeah. So you like doing the necromancer?
I like the
which is-
necro stuff. Yeah, that's fun.
Which
Let's go, my minions.
It tends to be in most like D&D or type games. The summoner is that.
I don't think I've ever actually come across an actually good necromancer class in a video game yet. Like not one that I would say is the prime.
Fire slug.
Yeah.
Like in all the
Well, the Divinity
different.
2 was very close, but not quite.
yeah, well, that was pretty good.
in all the Skyrim games, I always play like the long distance like character with the bow. Basically, like, was that the wind? As he's got an arrow sticking out of his head.
Because Skyrim
Yeah.
was broken for sneak.
Yeah, it really is. But in I think in other games, I like just close range fighting.
You tend to go for like the two-hand close range melee.
I like to do a lot of damage at very close range.
Yeah. You want to be up close. Yeah.
Zealot.
I'd be awful at that in real life. Holy crap.
Steve.
Steve.
Just imagining flail, just bounce. Ow!
Yeah.
A flail is a difficult weapon to use in real life.
Yeah, no, I imagine
Oh,
I would
yes.
kill myself with it.
It sounds like it would be an awful one.
Because if you miss, it just kind of comes back and hits you. A sword doesn't like recoil.
I think I watched one realistic combat movie where they did like medieval combat and it had people with flails and the heavy armor, and they were exhausted and barely moving. They're just like,
Almost
everything
all-
is
That's
heavy.
because in combat, one hit, the other person's usually dead.
I mean, can you?
No, not necessarily true. They're mostly knocked out.
No, that's like
Knocked out with a flail?
Yeah.
Well, like
Through a steel helmet. Yeah.
like the movie Nobody. That was
Yeah.
one thing I appreciated about that was like the bus fight scene. Within the first 5 seconds, they were already breathing hard and tired because that is reality.
Yeah.
Like an
Yeah.
actual fight, you're
Fighting's-
living off adrenaline.
Fighting is work.
Like,
Yeah.
Can you imagine like the medieval days, like a knight? He's like slightly malnourished, 5 foot tall, wearing a complete suit of solid iron armor.
No, the first
That
full
dude
suits
is-
of armor were used in the Greek days. They were full bronze. They had
is
to
heavier.
Yeah, they had to be put on a chariot because they couldn't be relied on to walk to the battlefield. Because if
Yep.
they did, they would pass out before they saw anyone.
Yep.
Yeah, I think the movie I watched was about King Arthur and his knights, and they were basically it was like kind of a realistic of that time period, where they were just like barely able to move. They were swinging their flails, and they were just tired.
Yeah. There's been a lot of those videos that you see of, I think it's in England or it's Scotland or something, where they have those medieval sparring sessions where they're like in that little wooded. They have that little square of fencing, and then they have people in full plate armor tussling around and stuff. And I love to watch those videos, but there's times where it's just like they start. It's like pap 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 pap, and then the one guy just goes. It just like clonks him right in the face, and the other guy falls over. So it's like, wow,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
that
like
must have been how that actually worked out then, huh?
I feel like if you were when you were in that armor, it was probably if you missed your first shot, just you're done.
Yeah.
Well, if you didn't knock him out first with whatever you were trying to hit him in the face with or in the head with, and you were just like, okay, well, we're just going to take a rest for a moment, and hopefully I don't get knocked out myself.
yeah, like if the fight didn't end within the first 10 minutes, you're in trouble.
I think my favorite anecdote about medieval history is that like the pikemen would they would have pikemen duels sometimes in medieval England, but then there would be like plate armor guys, and they would just like they would sometimes pivot and they would just like pull them down. They just go bloop, and just like hook on them and just go and make it topple them over sideways basically because they were so heavy that they couldn't stand up when they were getting pulled over by the pikes.
Yeah,
because they had that little like kind of like saw hook thing on it. They go bloop.
The
Well,
halberds.
just knock them down.
The halberds, yes, that's what I'm trying to.
As long as you get them off balance, they're done.
They just fall over, and then they can't get back up.
You're not going to get back up without help.
So like, help.
Small man in a big
I'm a turtle.
armor.
I'm a turtle.
No, for me, like I usually I like playing like the archer type classes in games, but a lot of it is because a lot of the other classes are slower. If it's an actual game that I really want to get into, I actually really like playing tanks. They're the ones I usually have the most fun with. Because there's some kind of a strategy for like, I remember back in MMOs, most of the MMOs I played tanks, and like maintaining aggro, and it feels like you're doing very little at a time, but you have to be ready to like change at a moment's notice. I really liked playing tanks.
Yeah.
Like even I used to play it was a flying game that looked like Star Fox, and I played the tank. It was a tank healer. All in one, but yeah, that's what I played too. But in real life, I think that's I being a tank isn't too bad. I mean, it's just
You just have to take punches to the head.
yeah, it's not about fighting back. It's just about ensuring that everybody else
Homer
has their
Simpson.
ability to fight.
So how many times can you get punched in the face before you pass out?
Well, I would rather not figure that out scientifically.
Well, without
No,
without rigorous testing, how do you know?
I'll use the palm of my hand.
I'm pretty sure that whatever the number is, going for a second round is going to be lower.
Yeah.
So let's.
The litmus test would be a bit biased at that.
Yeah,
point.
it's like, well, how many concussions have you went through? Wow, 3.
You need more practice.
you just get if you get conked in the middle of the forehead with an open palm strike, like you're just gonna pass out.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't matter how big you are, you're just gonna pass out.
Yeah, but with a lot of games like in
Unless you got a thick skull.
like Darktide has like the tank of the big Ogren, but like in that type of game, I feel like I want to move quicker. Like I want to enjoy it a little bit more. And if you're the slow one, it feels like in a lot of those tanks aren't a big thing. But like in MMOs,
The Ogrens
they're
are useful
very
against
different.
The demons.
Well, I always liked when the classes didn't have any speed difference. It was mainly the abilities. I mean, I'm biased because I played World of Warcraft for so many years, but
Plus, it was always fun in MMOs where you'd play the game and like I used to play Perfect World, and there was these like dungeons every 10 levels, and they would get exponentially more difficult. But somebody would be like, I need to do my level 60 dungeon. I'm like, oh, I can help you out. They're like, well, do you have some friends building along? I'm like, nah,
No.
I got it. And they're like, huh? I'm like, nope, I got it. I can like, but what about DPS? No, I got it. There was something fun about just being able to solo crap. Maybe not as fast, but just rolling through.
I
things.
will say,
Stand over there.
I played enough World of Warcraft MMOs or whatever to say that I always used to play healer. I don't recommend it because if things went well, it was because the tank was amazing. If everybody wiped, it was the healer.
it was.
But
It was
from playing a lot of tank, if you have a crappy healer, you were going to have a bad time. There have been plenty of times where I've said, I would never play with that person again. And then there's other times where if it says that person's coming with, I'm like, oh, we're good.
Okay.
See,
I would say, as somebody who played healer, if you have a spongy tank, it's gonna go poorly.
Then they're not a tank.
They're not a good tank. Doesn't mean they don't call themselves a tank.
Well, most people think tanking is just taking damage, but there's a lot more to it than that. In most MMOs, it is maintaining aggro can be a very complex thing.
Yeah.
Well, there should be. It depends on the game, but
there should be a complex system.
If you don't want to,
doing that,
if you don't want a real job, you can just be a DPS.
Yeah.
I like the DPS, but
my numbers are big.
Yeah, my numbers are so big.
I like DPS, but it was always a big dick game because they're like, oh, my class got a buff this patch, yours got a nerf.
Well,
Fuck you.
like
now I'm
DPS
bigger.
is like, well, I want to be able to play the game, but also make dinner. And so I'm just
Wow!
Yeah.
Literally the only thing your stupid ass is sitting there. You can tank and heal all day.
okay. A DPS in certain games might have to take care of ads, sure, but so many times it was like a boss that was just kind of a bullet sponge, and I was like having to pay attention to stuff. And then the guy would just be like, the DPS would just keep shooting, and then like it hurt a certain phase, and they just keep shooting. It's like, why you got to stop? And they're like, oh, sorry, I was in the bathroom.
No,
Those are macro horrors, and they're not real people.
and healer has to constantly bounce between everybody, and if you misclick one click or make a bad call, everyone will die.
Yeah, that
I used to break a sweat regularly playing as a healer, because if you messed up, not only were you the one at fault, but it's like,
Man, if we
it
had
was
time like
so
we used to,
The
we
line-
should have all played him.
the line,
no, never
"Why
again."
did you let me die?"
Yes.
is such a stupid complaint.
The amount of
I will let
Yeah,
the DPS
never.
die before I'll let the tank die, ideally.
most of the times that we
you want to
played,
try to keep everybody alive.
we played MMOs, we weren't playing it seriously. We would always just kind
Yeah.
of goof around, and there would be so many times like we went to this one area and we found a group that was RPing. And so it's role playing, and they
I used
were
to do that.
they were in the very expensive mansion part of the housing. I think this is an Ion.
They were being fancy.
And they were being super fancy, and so all of them were in a cul-de-sac. And all of them were in their suits, and they had come out and they were standing in the middle of the road having a conversation, and they were using like the special things to like I am very bashful, and they were talking like, dude. Oh, okay. Everybody needs to come here right now. And remember those suits that nobody else has because we were like really old farts in this game? Bring those. And so everybody shows up dressed as penguins. And we all just started dancing in this circle around them. And we didn't say anything.
Not a word.
We just kept dancing. And eventually somebody's like, yeah, perhaps we should retire back to our houses. Like, yes, quite. They didn't react to us in any way, but you know.
Fucking penguins.
Yes, quite. These fuckers need to leave us alone.
I mean, that's I kind of miss the days before. I mean, there always was like an online chat function. Like TeamSpeak was used for raids,
Oh, man.
but like,
TeamSpeak.
like I remember actually typing out sentences to a person in a video game and like having a conversation with them, and not just be like, "Hey, you want a Discord link?" Honk.
Yeah, that reminded me. One of my favorite moments in an MMO, and we can get to the next question after this. There was we were playing Ion. It was in the pre-release, so it was a closed beta. They were going to do a wipe that day, and so everybody was told like, oh, there's a raiding party from the other perp that came through a portal into our world, and they were raiding around. And so there was this huge group of people that didn't care because they're going to literally die in like hour.
You want to live forever?
And so-
Well, you can't.
Yeah, so we're trying to figure out where they are, and we're up on this tall hill, and we look down, and somebody calls down. They're like, they're below us, and you can see this whole big party moving below us. And somebody just says, on 3, and like just this massive army at the top because you can float. And we all jumped down and literally dropped down on them at the exact same second. And this massive battle just out of nowhere. And it was so fun. I have it burned into my memory of just this moment of like on 3 and jumping from the cliff. It was so cool. MMOs can have some good times.
You can.
Filled in with 98% boredom.
Not anymore though.
A lot of grinding.
And MMOs aren't the same anymore.
Yeah, they're a little
I
different.
kind of.
The era of the MMO is over.
I don't really do MMOs anymore because it's the second life.
Yeah, if you want to,
I get it.
it
That's a
doesn't-
joke. Second Life.
Yes.
it doesn't have to be, but it's really hard not to when you really get playing on it.
If you want to actually finish one, you got to turn it into a second life.
But if you want to play an MMO, start it when it first was released, because
Yeah.
then there's no meta, there's nothing's fancy. By like a year in, everybody knows exactly what to use, what equipment to use, what bosses
The
to farm.
meta is so it's just farmed
Yeah.
so heavily.
The reverse of that is you go into an MMO that is older, but you go in with a bunch of people who have never played it before and just start and never interact with anyone else.
That involves having friends.
I don't mind interacting with others. It's just because no matter what you
Ignoring
do,
the meta as opposed to discovering the meta.
yeah, but a lot of games like Ion, I like the game, but then when they start adding more content, they try to push people towards the new content. So then they just skip the early areas. So you have these huge, wide open areas that you just you're like, why is this here?
Well, that's what happened with World of Warcraft. Is they had Cataclysm where they literally were just like, all right, all of the old content is just we got new stuff.
I can understand
Fuck
though.
your old stuff.
If you're in a game for long enough, eventually it gets to the point of how do you can't get new players because it's too old. How do you? I can kind of understand that, but then who are you abandoning? Every MMO I feel is going to eventually fail from its whether it's successful or not, just because you're going to be fighting with new versus old. But anyways, Kyle, what was your question?
Oh, my yes, my question that I definitely have. So you know the phrase "build a bridge and get over it." What if you actually had to build a bridge every single time you had to get over it?
Then I would avoid all society, so I'd already build bridges and get over anything.
Well,
Like what would happen?
it'd be
I'm just
really
picturing.
Be crappy bridges.
No, and I'm just picturing you build a bridge, then you sit in a giant metal cauldron, and you use a giant mallet to get over it.
And you have it narrated by Ben Foddy.
Yes, Bennett Foddy.
If every time you were just like building or adding on to a bridge, I feel like I would just want to get hired by the companies that lay cable into the ocean, because I would just be able to lay the thing across my bridge to England.
I mean, pretty much, yeah. But like, you're building a bridge, but like you're getting over it.
Can I force the person who's making me get over this thing to construct the bridge?
No. This is your problem. You are getting over it.
I'm still stuck with Bennett Foddy because building a bridge over any expanse of water, just building something that is able to cover something, that's a lot of work. But getting over it in a big metal cauldron, just dragging yourself with a mallet?
See,
Here, finish that game.
I have never played it because,
you're the only one who ever played it.
Because I hate
I
myself.
I played it on like stream or something.
And that was enough for me.
No, I watched him play it and watched him slowly get increasingly frustrated and realized he was never going to play it again. But you have to hate yourself to finish that game.
Yeah, and you very much hate yourself.
I very much hate myself. I finished that like 3 times.
Well, once you
at some point you just get good at it.
yeah, once you understand
Well,
the game.
my best time in that game was maybe an hour, which is pretty decent. But that's
pretty good.
Like some people can finish that game in like 5 minutes.
Well,
How many hours have they put into it?
I think my first time through it took me like 36 hours.
yeah, ooh.
Yeah, it was rough.
That's awful.
There's a part where you can fall all the way back to the
I
beginning.
don't even hate myself
From near
enough
the
to
end.
go 5 hours.
Yeah, it took me a long time the first time.
But going back to your original question, so having it where the action of building a bridge is enough to get over it, depending on the issue, would be really nice. But if like you went into like a bar and you're like, I would like this beer, and they're like, we do not have that anymore,
Yeah,
and then you're like, God damn
You
it.
literally have to start building a bridge and getting over it.
Well, I mean, you can just linger on it, but you're like, God damn it. So you just turn around, pull out your little hammer.
Yeah, you gotta start. Like,
How big of a bridge are we talking?
well, it doesn't need to be a large bridge. It just,
So,
it just needs to be something. It needs to be something that can bear your weight.
Speaking as someone who comes from a family who routinely has bridges to get to their abodes, if the contractor failed in their responsibilities of maintaining the bridge to get to our houses, and we had to build our own bridge to get over it, I think the most difficult part of that whole transaction would be forgiving that fucking contractor.
So you got to build a bridge over the contract.
I like the idea
Because you
though,
need to
like-
have a bridge strong enough to get the fire truck over the.
Are you gonna have to build a second bridge to get over the contractor? Like,
Yeah.
being
I like-
awful?
Well, that's it.
Then that's
No, I was gonna say,
contract.
I like the idea that you could monetize this, and like
Yes.
is like you could just have the company like Build a Bridge Incorporated. Like you're like, God damn it, like I can't get over this chick, and you're like, build a bridge, I need help, and then they just like boop 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 boop, boop and they all come up,
Yeah.
and they're like, we got you, bro.
Yeah.
They got
But
like doors.
it's like a law of physics that you need to build the bridge to get over it, and then but I mean, like, can you imagine like the number of people on the Earth and then the number of bridges per day?
A lot of
Like
infrastructure would get built.
it would become like a fractal of bridges on the surface of the Earth.
I'm now just imagining like this perfect scenario where you need a bridge built. And instead of hiring a contractor and waiting and paying all that, it's just supply pizza and beer, and it will be built. Because people are filled with spite, and if you give them pizza and beer, they can work it out.
Yeah, like no bridge in this country would be more than like 5 years old, and it'd be amazing.
Yeah.
So I had to look this up because it makes it funnier. So if you just go out there and you like put a plank over a river and you're like, I got over this, and then Joseph Strauss pops up, who designed the Golden Gate, and he's just like, holy crap, what did you do? Like you needed that, and he's like, her name was Josephine. She meant everything. Well, there's like she
have a couple
she
bridges.
died at a young age, and I could not forgive it. But then I built the bridge. Now I'm perfectly fine.
Yeah.
Definitely mentally stable. Didn't jump off the Golden Gate Bridge.
I feel like he builds that bridge and this goes back to Josephine and is like, I'm famous now. Look at this bridge. It's like
Yeah, but you're gonna see like 80 others next to it.
80 other, yeah.
I like the idea though, like it starts being that people are comparing the size of their like depression by the size of their bridge. Like, look at my bridge.
My bridge goes to the moon.
I had to get over the solar system, and you just see some contractors working like 4 miles up in the sky, and they're just like they're really winded, and you're just like, keep going.
The first inventor of the space elevator. It's like, oh,
This Rainbow Road in Mario Kart appears in the freaking space because somebody just couldn't get over it.
How long is the bridge going to go?
actually, you know what? We could build a Dyson sphere.
With the bridge layer.
Because everybody would just connect everything with bridges. So you just got to get, I mean, we're already on a good path for it, but just get all of society really depressed.
And then just float them near the sun.
Now I'm just imagining just the bridge from BoJack, which is the bridge to Hawaii.
Ooh, that's a good bridge.
They built a bridge from LA to Hawaii.
Okay, what?
It's amazing.
Because they had extra tax money.
That's a hell of a long way.
Extra tax money.
I mean,
And they had one rest stop between LA and Hawaii.
I don't know
That's
that's
like a
enough.
28-hour drive.
Yeah.
That is going to press the vehicle to make that.
Yeah, but it was a bed and breakfast.
Oh, that's easy.
But
There
it
was
was
no gas?
no, there was gas,
Okay,
a bed and
okay.
breakfast, but it was always booked.
yeah, I
Well,
think
yes,
so.
of course it was. That's the best bed and breakfast you've ever seen in your fucking life. Because you've traveled 14 hours
Somehow in a single tank
and you're in
of
the
gas.
middle of the fucking ocean. There's
so-
nothing.
I'm like, you know what? Somebody had to have monetized that question.
Yeah.
And so somebody says, how much money would it cost to build a bridge from California to Hawaii? And the very first response here is $47,187,676,800 plus tax and shipping.
Oh,
Wait, shipping.
Well, you got to ship it to the middle of the ocean.
yeah, you gotta ship it out there. Literally ship it.
They're saying it was $121 per square foot, and in 2,452 miles.
That's actually fairly reasonable considering.
But you will want to include a couple of gas stations and motels along the way, and a
couple.
McDonald's or two. I like.
I feel like it would be reasonable, except for the fact that it would crumble within 4 years.
Yeah.
No,
Anyone who's going to
it-
build that
it-
bridge is not going to pay for
It
maintenance.
literally spans the tectonic plate.
There
shift.
is
Yeah.
no way that you could do it where the tensile strength that it would have to be is basically space elevator type strength, because
Well, no, not necessarily.
because the
No, the
water's
sand-
going to shift.
no.
It has to float unless you can build it to the ocean
build a
floor.
pond.
The
Pontoon
San
bridge.
Andreas Fault is to the west, so it's all on the same tectonic
well,
plate.
you could do it where you know how oil derricks aren't actually attached to the sea floor;
Yeah.
they float. You could have pylons in an oil derrick. Basically, just take an oil derrick and then make a pylon.
That's the solution. You must construct additional pylons.
But then you'd have to have floating McDonald's and floating everything. But then you have like
Space
a storm,
McDonald's.
Wait,
and you're out in the middle of the storm.
no. The next question is, where is international waters then?
America.
no.
Now,
it-
do you have a casino at every gas station all the way along
it's
the bridge?
It depends. If they consider it land, then we
Hookers
would
and
be,
casinos.
No, because it's floating. If it's floating, it's not land.
What is the distance for fishing rights? Like 30 miles from shore?
It
So
can be,
you just every 30 miles just attach it to the floor, or 60 miles, I guess. Do something like that. The thing is I want to see like an apocalyptic storm with the big waves and just seeing the road and the cars going down the road. Like that would be pretty fun. There's no way that you could do
There's
that.
a Category 4 hurricane, and everyone trapped on and everyone trapped on the US 995 is well, there goes another 45.
I think it'd be cheaper to like make a glass tunnel underneath the water, and with like
It would not.
with
No,
break
no, it would
points
not.
that the broken glass. No, because there's no way with storms that would work.
No, it would.
No, like
No, if you got waves that went 30 meters high, do you have a bridge that can handle multiple miles of stressful?
No, one of the
It would depend.
one of the most famous bridges of the ancient world was crossing the Bosporus. So basically, the channel from the Mediterranean to the Black Sea. The way they built it was just they parked boats all the way across the whole channel, and then they just marched their army across it.
A channel makes sense, but if we're talking an ocean,
Yeah.
in the middle of the ocean, those waves are going to get honker big.
Well, the thing is, like, at some point, you're either going to attach to the seafloor, you're going to have a floater, or you're going to have basically a nuclear-powered aircraft carrier style bridge
No, you
section.
just park aircraft carriers just across from.
Yeah, like it has motors and auto stabilizes on it.
I feel like we took your build a bridge and then it completely just
It
took it.
derailed very heavily.
No, but we're now getting.
I find it interesting though. That's very
How
interesting.
do you build a bridge from? Wait, which city in California? Where in California are we starting?
It was probably Los Angeles.
Okay, L.A.
No, I would.
No, San Francisco.
I would
San
say
Francisco to Hawaii.
no, because if you're building right out of a very busy area, you're going to just have busy. It would probably be better to go outside. It's going to be a super busy bridge. Why put it in a busy area?
So
put
you
it
start-
outside. People will use it.
You start in Napa.
Well, you could toll. You could toll every 25 miles, and you just
You know what?
California could just get bang.
We're gonna start it in Vegas, and we're just gonna skip over
Yes.
California.
That'd be
No,
great.
but then you're on the opposite side of the plate.
It doesn't matter.
The fault would destroy things. You need to be on the same tectonic
Wait,
plates, or else the earthquakes are going to destroy things.
Out of all the things that we brought up that are not possible, the water was fine. Tectonic plates in California.
It's fine to have it over land over thousands of miles, but if you're on the wrong tectonic plates,
It's going to be very
It's bad.
unfortunate when California finally, for the love of God, falls into the ocean.
which is going to fall into the ocean first, California or Florida?
Yes.
I'm going to say California, yes.
Florida's not going to fall. It's just going to get drowned.
Yeah, the swamps are going to get bigger. and
Florida
bigger.
is going to marginally sink year over year.
it's no-
California will
I would say sink.
mercifully.
It'll
Sink
break
implies
off and go off on its own.
No,
But
the swamps
will
are going
nuke
to
it.
get bigger and
Yeah,
bigger.
sink
it's
implies
like a third
the
of our entire economy.
sink implies the ground goes down, but the water is rising. So it's going to just be that they're just going to the water levels are going to rise. California is at some point just going to blow up. It's either because of like all of the pompousness there or the tectonic plates.
Yeah,
One of the two.
But one of the two is true.
So, is the opposite of sinking drowning?
I think they're one and the same.
Opposite
No.
of sinking.
No, I mean, if, for example, you have what's coming to mind right now is a big piece of beef in a crock pot.
Delicious.
Yeah, if it is floating on top of the on top of the sauce or the jus, and then it goes under that level, that is sinking.
Yes.
But if there is a minimum amount of beef broth, and then you keep pouring it on top of it, that's drowning.
Is there a different?
What's the right verb?
How did this?
I don't know.
No, what's the right verb for something that's sitting on the floor and then more liquid keeps pouring on top of it until it's
Where the water level-
Waterboarding?
Yeah, I was about to
Are
say
you
waterboarding.
waterboarding?
Yes, I'm waterboarding my pot roast.
FBI circa 2009.
why is your pot roast in
CIA.
Guantanamo?
Well,
circa 2009.
Free the pot
definitely not a
roast.
thing.
no, that pot roast knows what it did.
And yet,
Even if it doesn't, it'll tell us.
Well,
you can't prove it.
someone knows knows what it did. We assume we can't release what it did because that's classified. But trust us, that's a bad pot roast. It's going under.
Yeah. You're gonna drown/sink it.
Yes.
Well, anyways, I don't want to.
Next question.
I feel like
Yes.
we can do it forever.
Let's move on from pot roast to our next question.
So mine's kind of complicated, so I'm hoping I can
Oh,
word this.
Lord.
So,
Parsnips?
there, no, not like that. That's stupid. No. So, you know how colors that have been defined by all the different civilizations kind of have evolved from kind of a small subset, and then over time they evolve by adding new colors. It's not
Like
that,
we start with the Greeks in the wine dark sea,
yeah. So well,
to moving on to having mauve and chartreuse.
yeah. So it's that all the colors always have existed that the human eye can perceive, but over time we evolved certain colors in a certain order by giving them a name.
Yeah,
And
this
by-
is Tiffany blue.
Yeah, so by giving it a name, it actually like reprograms our brain to see the color differently. Like technically, like pink and red are technically just different like brightnesses
Hues.
of the same
They're a
color.
mixture of colors.
But in some cultures,
Well, it's white and red.
pink and red,
red are the same color.
They're the same base color of red, but one is lighter.
because there's more white.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's where it comes down
But
to.
white isn't a color.
But you took two different colors, and now we gave it a name. We defined it, gave it a name, and it's interesting actually watching where you
I've
can
got
see.
a follow-up question as soon as you finish.
So, but you can see how like the evolution of cultures and how they like define colors, and how a lot of them follow by defining certain colors at certain times, or like as things evolve. And so my thought was, if we say that white and black are always a color.
Yep.
Well, black is the absence of color.
No. So white,
No.
white and black as
If
defined.
we're using ink as
Well,
opposed to light.
Yeah,
So-
he's saying if we're adding,
We're
and-
defining
okay.
colors. Defining.
Yeah.
This I knew this was going to be hard because it is immensely hard for our brain to interpret things any other way. But if white and black are always there in almost all cultures, white and black are the first colors. Then you have our like traditional rainbow: red, orange, yellow, green, blue, purple. Which would be the you would say the first one you could remove from that list, and still be okay?
Yellow.
Yellow.
He just
No,
doesn't like
no,
yellow.
I don't agree. I
He just
think
doesn't like yellow.
No,
But you don't- do you not
yellow
like yellow?
is the hardest color to actually make because
What about the sun?
that's orange.
No, the sun is white. Our atmosphere makes it orange.
Yeah, but if you're looking at the sun, that's orange.
But orange is yellow. With
No.
red.
if you get rid of yellow, then it's just various levels of orange.
I think it really would depend on your. I think blue. Well, it depends on where you live.
rid of
but,
blue?
but no. I'm just saying like.
No, so blue would still exist. It just would no longer be defined.
yeah,
so like
because
you would
blue,
say,
blue is such a very rare color in
instead
nature.
of Roy G. Biv. What? No, you look up. There's blue.
I would think blue.
No. I mean, like, if you were to, because
If you look any direction besides up, you're never gonna see blue.
But the thing is, the sky is not necessarily a color; it is a thing.
We
If you were to look at
perceive it as a
something on the
color.
ground,
no,
it's a thing.
again,
which-
you give it a definition by a name. I'm
Yeah.
saying you're removing that name. The color still exists.
Yeah.
You're just saying that blue is now a shade of green or a shade of purple.
Yeah,
It's the colors that are around it. Now you're calling it just is
Yeah,
the
I think
same
blue.
thing.
Yeah,
like
it's-
teal is between green and blue.
yeah.
if you eliminate the word teal, that color still exists, but teal as a thing is no longer separate.
It's kind of like if you eliminate the word crazy, but we still all know he's some sort of like mental madness.
I love the how the brain works with color. It's a fascinating thing. Actually, if I had to choose one, it'd be purple, because
Get rid of purple.
that's another one. Yeah,
technically,
It's a dark blue.
it's a blue and a red.
purple
It's blue and red.
is
yeah.
a perceived color.
It's blue and red.
We only have our three
Ultraviolet?
we have red, green, and blue cones.
You have violet.
And purple is literally just you can only see purple by activating the two cones. There is nothing that can be.
It's in a rainbow,
It's in a rainbow because
and it's where it should be.
it's it's not actually kind of purple. It's a recurring bit of the
Seafoam.
red coming in.
Seafoam is in a rainbow.
Everything's in a rainbow.
no,
Yeah.
it's
So-
a rainbow repeats, and so when you hit a purple, or it goes blue at the end, and then it repeats back into the red and kind of becomes purple.
What? No,
No.
that's not how rainbows work.
They don't
Yeah,
work
no,
that way.
I know
There's
how-
red on one side and purple on the other.
But there's purple isn't a real color.
But it's in the rainbow.
It's the end of the rainbow.
decides.
Where does the money come from?
You can't get rid of red. You can't get rid of purple because those are the two different ends of our
no,
visual
that's not
spectrum.
true because violet.
Violet
Yeah,
and
vi-
no, I
violet
would get rid of violet because it's purple. There is no violet. There's only purple.
I'll tell you what color to get rid of is tan. There's no tan in a rainbow.
Okay, yeah, you're right.
I'm wearing tan.
I guess I gave
Your
you
pants will not be in a rainbow
Michael, I gave you your 6 colors, and then you picked one outside that list and said, "Let's get rid of that one."
because that one's not real.
No, that's in orange.
It's sand.
It's not.
I don't want the sand color.
because it's
See, now you're creating
it gets
color.
everywhere.
It gets everywhere.
No, I would probably get rid of purple
wrote this
myself.
dialogue?
But aside from that, what would be the last color you get rid of? So
last one?
let's say that you have white, black, and one other color.
No, either
there are some cultures
no,
that do that.
Either I'm going to say red and purple because those are the two.
No, one
and-
color.
One color.
You're saying one. I would say those two. If I can't say those two, because those are the two that are the two sides of the rainbow, I would say green because that's the color that the eye most recognizes.
See, I would have said green too.
I just
yeah.
dislike the color yellow. Like
Yeah,
if you paint
yellow.
your house yellow, I hate that.
Yes.
Yellow is awful.
If you have a yellow bathtub, if you choose a bathtub to be yellow, there is something wrong with you.
Yeah, I don't like that person. That person
Yeah.
is a
I
bad
mean,
person.
it's
a bad
bad.
person.
It's
The magic
bad enough.
bathtub.
It's bad enough if it's an olive green or some color that you choose. But if you're choosing yellow, you're choosing to make something that's automatically dirty.
Yeah.
So what you're saying is the 1970s were very incorrect.
Yes.
They had shag carpet.
like if I walk
That's,
into a
that
house
is also very true. Yeah.
and it had freaking bright yellow curtains, I'd immediately walk out of that house.
Yeah. Well, if you walk into a house and it's bright yellow curtains, that person has a mental
Maybe they
issue.
really like
They're going to kill
Pikachu.
you. No, they're going to kill you.
The Mr. Yuck sticker could have been yellow, and it would have been the same sticker.
Yeah.
And for Zoomers out there, Mr. Yuck, look it up.
So what do
I
you?
don't know what that is. What
So-
are you fucking talking about?
Zoomer.
This is a
We're
trivia. thing.
not going into it because if you don't know it, you should do your research.
I don't know. Mr.
It's not
Yuck.
our job
Yes.
Okay.
It's not our job to educate
Well, yeah,
you.
you're not.
I
old
don't know,
enough.
Mr. Yuck, and I'm old.
Yeah.
That's because your parents didn't care about your
You're-
safety.
What's your question?
You know, your school couldn't afford stickers.
Yeah.
No. So from an actual scientific standpoint, after white and black, what do you think is generally the first color that civilizations identify?
Red.
I think blue.
It's red.
Red, yeah.
The
Yeah,
Yeah.
red is
Red.
dangerous.
No,
Weirdly
red-
enough,
our-
red even appeared in like black and white
Yeah,
stuff.
our brain identifies it as danger and as blood. It is something that we tend
makes
to see
sense.
the most of. So they usually have a religious bit to it, so they defined it. They gave it a name. Other colors existed, but they usually didn't define it as a color. It was the thing. It was so they gave it a different name.
It was the
It's grass.
the Vitus.
It's the same color as grass or
Right.
something. So they would define it with that way.
If we're naming colors, white or black, which is first?
Those almost always were always there. It's if they had to define colors as white, black, red. If I had to say anything, it would probably be white.
I would
and
say
then
white,
and then
yeah.
a lack of white.
Okay, white, then black, then red. I would say green is number 4.
I would say blue.
It's
Blue.
You'd say
I would
blue.
say
I,
blue.
I
'Cause the
believe
sky is blue.
You can say that from here because we have a lot more green, but in general, some other places don't. So I think on average, it tends to be a blue or an actual color that is somewhere between blue and green. Because we see blue and green, but some places the between is the color.
It's the color of life.
Yeah, and so there is something right there. And I think yellow is one of the other first ones. Like purple is a late one because it's not as common in nature. We see it a lot now, but it's fascinating watching up on information on this stuff because it's like how the brain can identify and categorize. That's cool. Anyways,
Juice.
there's Michael. What do you got?
All right, I think we touched on this a little bit in private conversations, But what is the horrible disaster that took place in the Jetson civilization that caused them to rise above it all and live in the clouds?
Equestria.
Equestria?
Oh,
Like, they all live in giant homes on stilts above the clouds.
Yeah.
So some horrible thing. You never see the ground in that
so
world.
in 40K,
Oh no.
Yeah.
there is.
Jetsons in 40K.
So in 40K, John's read this book. There is an entire
Okay.
planet that is literally. They have built industry on a layer upon layer up mountains to farm something called promethium, which is a fuel. And the entire cities are like the last bastion after 10,000 years of mining and refining promethium from this rock, basically. The upper layers of the atmosphere, like the
Top of the mountains.
top of the mountains, literally the highest you could possibly go, are these little miniature hive cities crowding these little peaks.
Because they've actually mined the planet itself down.
Yes.
And the smog below the planets by only like maybe a couple hundred meters to like a mile is so dense and so thick that if you were to step into it, you would be immolated immediately.
You'd start
This
to
sounds like
dissolve.
the
Are you trying to suggest that
I like Kyle's idea.
beneath the happy-go-lucky Jetson civilization,
Literal immolation.
40K?
Yeah.
There's no life.
No,
There-
40K gets much worse than immediately dissolving.
There are literally
true.
there are literally storms within the pollution that erupt into gigantic plumes of energy that kill people on the regular. Like this is the Jetsons world.
When was it? Who came first, Jetsons or 40K?
Jetsons.
It was definitely Jetsons, yeah.
Yeah, I think 40K started in the
So
70s.
now
It was in the 70s, yeah. Somewhere else.
Okay, so does Games Workshop have a lawsuit coming from the Jetsons for stealing their?
I mean, I don't know. They would have settled it a long time ago.
No, because their cities are on top of mountains, and the Jetson cities are on top of.
Like giant stilts.
Stilts.
Kinda,
Yeah, I have some problems with a lot of that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they built them
Yeah.
on top of the Flintstones.
yeah, that's one theory. Is that your
The old
theory,
space
John?
elevators.
Yeah, they built a giant city on top of Dino.
Well, okay, if we're gonna mix all the universes, where's Yogi Bear coming to this?
Yeah, I'm gonna get into that when I
Yogi-
get to my.
No, Yogi
theory.
exists. Wait, this is your question.
Yeah, I'm waiting for you guys to answer.
he's
that.
got his answer.
I have my own theory.
I still think that if you were looking at the Jetsons, I always thought all those cartoons were like in my childhood brain, very very young. I always thought the cartoons were all in the same place, but they were just in different levels.
All of
Jetson-
Hanna-Barbera
they-
does.
I could see that though.
Yeah.
Hanna-Barbera and Looney Tunes, there is a strict line, sir. There is no crossover.
I mean, maybe not that far,
No,
but
Speedy Gonzalez and Slow-Mo Rodriguez have no interaction with Pixie and Dixie.
I always thought the Jetsons were those rich asshole people who lived above the clouds.
just lived above
and
it
then
all.
everyone else, including Yogi Bear, having to steal picnic baskets to
No,
survive.
you
with
know
lower
the
portion.
Jetsons, the rich assholes, would go to Jellystone Park.
No, they wouldn't because they're up in the clouds.
Kyle.
They're above it all.
Yeah.
So Kyle, where did Sonic and Beavis the Butthead do like their crossover?
Sonic and Beavis the Butthead?
If
God.
all the cartoons in the same universe, I want Beavis the Butthead.
See, I'm imagining like the new Sonic movies, and Sonic would just not know what to do with them.
No,
That's
but they
Sonic
would
doesn't know
mess
what to do
with
with it.
him.
Yeah, they're like,
feel like-
he's blue.
I saw that guy on a freaking Reddit post.
Wait, all of the
horrible
cartoons? That's too many cartoons because you've got all real monsters. You've got
Actually, you would have the Chippendales or
you've
the
got Chippendales.
No, the Chippendales, like the one that was on Disney, the one they did. That's essentially what that is. It's all the cartoons in one place.
Yeah.
Wait, Rescue Rangers or like the SNL Chris
No.
Farley dancing against David
was the
Hasselhoff?
Oh, have you seen the Chippendale special? I thought you were with us maybe when we watched that.
You mean the movie?
Yeah, the movie that was on
With
Disney.
My Little Pony and
Yeah.
Doug
They
They were
Sonic.
there for like
Yes.
3
Oh
seconds.
yeah,
I've seen that.
that was a universe where basically every cartoon was in one place.
Almost.
Okay, just because you haven't seen it doesn't mean it's not there.
No, they didn't have Static Shock. They didn't have whatever that
But they didn't have Thanos either. Well, maybe.
Wait, Thanos isn't a cartoon.
It's kind of a cartoon.
Yeah, he is a cartoon. He's 3D.
He's a 3D cartoon.
They didn't have Batman Beyond.
That's true.
It was true.
Oh, that was good.
That'd be
It was
cool.
good.
I figure I should give my theory now for why they live up in the clouds.
Can I be?
Wait,
Right.
does it involve Batman Beyond? And if not, can you make it involve Batman Beyond?
I can.
All right. Okay.
All right.
We're waiting.
See, my theory is that they had to escape the animals. Because the
That's
animals.
not equestrian.
Yeah, no, they're like.
Wait, Yogi Bear was so much smarter than the average bear that they had to build giant cities on stilts to protect their picnic baskets?
Yogi Bear was only the beginning. Yogi Bear
No,
was.
they had Peter Puma,
They had a
Snagglepuss.
they had a horse.
Chester Cheetah.
It started Yogi Bear and just stealing picnic baskets. Next thing you know, you have a horse with a top hat and carrying pistols, just terrorizing the populace. They tried to fight him. They challenged the animals to crazy races, wacky races.
races. But then about Baba Louie, Baba Boy.
Yeah, but they
You back them
failed.
up?
They failed. They failed to defeat them in the wacky races.
Weak throw.
All right. So
So
wait.
they were banished to the clouds.
They escaped to the clouds. Turns out sentient animals can't climb good.
All right.
Wait,
so
so-
I have a question, Michael.
Yeah.
So okay. So these animals are aggressive, right?
They
No,
will
no.
challenge you to
Sentient
a race.
and aggressive.
They will challenge you. Okay. And
Yeah.
so they decided to put all their houses on stilts, right?
Yeah, escape them.
Do any of them have an axe?
They are not good. They don't have thumbs. They're animals.
No,
Pretty
some
sure
of them
they have.
thumbs.
They now have access to
All-
bobcats.
Do they develop thumbs?
No, Tom has a thumb.
All they
Tom
have-
does have a thumb, it's true.
Jerry has a thumb.
Jerry,
The gray
that's
ape.
true.
Great babe.
The great
Great
babe
babe
has a
doesn't
thumb.
need an axe. He just climbs up.
They're
Well, it
they
depends on
climb.
the slickness of
It's
the
like-
tower.
It's like
Yeah.
It's very smooth.
it's like say somebody sees a mouse and they decide that they're going to jump up on top of a chair and they're like, I'm safe. But they're like, oh God, I'm stuck here now. But all it takes is the mouse evolving over thousands of years to eventually figure out how to take that chair out.
Someday,
so-
Jetson civilization will
So
fall.
again,
Yeah, it's interim.
not today.
The show is the interim between the fall.
I want to know how,
No,
like,
I've-
I want to see the very sad episode where like the houses are falling down, but then like they're like dominoes.
Like
no, they're
I-
spaced far enough that they're not going to hit each other. But I have
Yeah,
to ask,
true.
does that mean that like the division between the people in the giant floating cities and the people down below
the animals.
is that just the no, what's it called, the actuality or the is it just a division between okay, down below that's furries, and up above
Oh,
that's
okay.
that's people who
Escape
aren't
the
furries.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. Yeah,
Every
I
once
got
in a
that.
while, Elroy goes to the surface and just dresses up in his like furry outfit, and then
It'll be like Rotten Tomato or the what is it? Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, where the
Yes.
guy's dressed up as a
Yes.
tomato.
yes,
Just
He does
oh god, stay out of Ohio. That's just Ohio is just the world's biggest cuddle
Full
puddle.
of fucking furries.
No,
happening down there.
don't touch the
Don't
cuddle
touch-
puddle.
don't touch the
Don't
cuddle
touch the cuddle puddle.
It sounds like John's talking about the current topic. No, he's talking about really just don't go to
Yeah.
Ohio. It's a giant cuddle.
Yeah,
puddle.
well, don't
Yes.
go to Ohio in general. Period.
I'm just imagining George Jetson's up top with his telescope. He's looking down at his son Elroy, who's in the cuddle pile. He's like, I don't have a son.
Wait, and I have
Let
another,
him
I have another
live on
question.
the earth.
So as far as I can tell, all these places are just connected by like what?
Well,
They're not connected. They're connected by flying cars.
By the one thing, right?
well, they're connected to the ground by a giant like
Stilt.
pillar.
It's
Okay,
Fire,
so where does the plumbing go?
In the spire.
It just fills the ground below.
So their entire tower is just completely like piled up feces over hundreds of years.
They don't see that, though.
No,
The people up top don't.
It's very far down there.
Or is that how they're protecting the tower?
It's a
no,
barrier.
it's very, very fertile soil. That's where all the
I
crops
assume
grow.
they would farm it. Yes,
Yeah,
the plebeians down below.
Yeah.
Yes, the bears are down below, and they're like, "Ha, fresh fertilizer."
Isn't there a
No,
pro-
you've got the Jetson guano.
No, there's a.
It's very fertile.
I love talking The Jetson guano is a fantastic phrase. What the? It is the gold of our soil. The Jetsons.
The delicacy.
The poo from the sky.
Isn't there a horrific
thousands of
disease?
years, there's so much nitrogen in this Jetson guano.
Oh no, Ace Ventura is here.
There is a horrific disease that comes with human.
Only to humans. These are
Only to other humans.
There are a number of diseases.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, let's move on from that topic before I think.
Public service announcement. Don't
Public service announcement. This is Four Loco Warhead
yes,
Sour
so-
Cosmic Punch.
Yeah, so Kyle
Yes.
brought another really stupid drink, and it's one thing to bring Four Loko, but then he went and found Warheads.
It's a premium malt beverage with natural and artificial flavors.
There's no such there
wait,
is no such thing as premium malt liquor.
Okay, so read again what it says there for that text, but pause when there's commas. Just read the premium.
here.
one.
13
Premium
point-
malt beverage with natural and artificial flavors, certified colors, and sucralose.
I love how
Ooh,
this
sucralose.
they added in the Oxford comma for
to make sure.
No, Oxford comma is something different.
Serving size 5 fluid ounces.
I love how it has like the full like ingredient list. For
There's
you to be able to
4.
see.
There are 4 3/4 servings in this one can.
4 3/4.
Yes, that's what it says.
It's 13.9% alcohol.
What?
And
Oh my God.
and it contains alcohol.
Why couldn't they round it up to 14?
That is nonsense.
Yeah,
Because
so-
they couldn't fit any more in. Well, you know what?
Yeah,
This is
so
how it
let's-
is. This is what we are now.
I'm curious. Oh no, that
That is pink.
Vibrant
is-
pink.
That is very pink.
Oh no.
That is the pink of a warhead.
that is a painful pink.
No, it's even got the kind of fizzy kind of glaze on top of a warhead.
it
Yes,
really
glaze
does.
is a word I want in my drink. Oh my
Oh,
god.
what have you done?
Actually, no. This is kind of an. Actually, this would be just a like.
You've got a cherry floating.
It
in
actually smells pretty good, to be honest.
Oh no, I can. You can smell how artificial it is.
I know.
Oh my god.
It
Okay.
smells like the candy that I
All
get
right.
out of the swimming pool vending machine.
All right. Let's. So,
It
so-
smells like bubblegum and chlorine.
all right.
Yes,
So
exactly.
cheers.
No.
Cheers.
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 So-
Cheers. Oh boy.
Oh, that tastes like cough syrup.
It tastes like bubblegum and
Oh,
chlorine
it
and
that tastes like bubblegum
fake-
and chlorine.
and
Yeah.
fake lemon.
Yes,
That is-
actually, yes. The fake lemon is in there really deep.
Something.
There's. I was expecting it to be more sour.
I was expecting it to be way more sour.
It says warheads.
I mean,
and
it's
it
not
doesn't
sour.
even. It doesn't even make you pucker.
No.
It definitely.
This is not warheads.
Ooh, so it makes me do something. Ooh.
It's fake and bad, but I
Make
don't
you hate
dislike
life.
it.
What is?
It's
What is
not
that flavor?
bad.
What is that flavor?
Okay, so the
Oh,
weird.
it's bad.
There's. It feels
No,
like
no, it is not.
John likes it.
the weird
You
thing
have beer
about
in
it.
yours.
Okay.
I have a variety of flavors mixing and coalescing in here,
So
but
you know how most drinks you'd be like, oh, it smells of this and has notes of this and it has an aftertaste of this. This smells like a thing, tastes like the same thing, and then the aftertaste.
The aftertaste is malt beer.
There's no aftertaste.
The aftertaste, no, the aftertaste is malt beer.
Is because it's a malt beverage.
It just tastes like malt beer at the end of it when you're done.
It really. It tastes like I cracked open a Capri Sun with vodka.
I mean, kind of,
so
yeah.
there's a sound that I want to.
Like a straw. No.
Oh, John
It's-
wants to make a sound.
It's strawberry tang with like a vodka.
Yeah, like a powder drink. I
Thanks for
see.
wearing out
Well,
John.
what, you want to make a sound?
I want to see if I can record this sound. I did not record a sound. I just splashed water all over my mic.
And yourself.
Well, and me.
I saw this. It just went like straight out of his face.
that was
I just have in my
Wow.
mind a Nintendo sound, which is from Wind Waker, which is just sploosh.
yeah, the kaplunk, but you got no kaplunk and a lot of like,
And a lot of like.
and I love how you're like, I got
on
it
your
all.
microphone.
I love how you say I got it all over my mic and then you don't even touch it. You're like, let it sink in. It's seasoning.
See,
Oh, let's make it worries.
well, no, John's mic will be the one that just smells like booze.
Anyways,
that's fair.
so John,
Anyway.
you have some trivia today?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
God.
do. It's color trivia.
Yeah, so that's what I thought was
color
kinda-
trivia.
You mentioned earlier it was going to be color trivia, which I thought was relevant because I brought up colors.
It's true.
Yes, yes.
I am terrible at color theory. I'm a man. I don't have cones.
So because Kyle is so terrible at color
I'm
theory,
a man. I don't have cones.
he's
What does that even mean?
So as a
so
reminder,
women have more cones than men.
I've seen cone heads. There was plenty of men who
That's
had
fair.
cones.
men at
That
least
is
have
fair.
they're at least one cone higher.
okay. So because Kyle is so bad, he's going to get freshman. We need to then decide who gets graduate and who gets PhD.
Well,
I-
PhD
I
obviously
think-
is Michael.
I think I got hard one last time, right?
So you got the hard last time, if we are remembering incorrectly. So we're
You know,
gonna.
I'll take hard again. I'll take hard again.
Okay, so you get
Well,
the.
I want hard because now if he gets it right, then he's gonna like have bragging rights.
Yeah,
wanna
or
be
I get
hard?
it wrong and then I have an excuse.
Yeah.
You wanna
no,
be-
I want hard.
You want to get hard
Give-
because you're
Give
doing
him the easy one.
Keep your cone to yourself.
Give him the easy one. So if he gets it wrong, we can
No,
make fun
no.
of him. for it.
Kyle gets the easy one.
because I'm drunk
No, the
and I'm
question-
illiterate.
We'll go through Kyle, and then we'll see based on Kyle who wants the next one.
I like how you're illiterate, so you can't see color.
Yes.
So 5 questions. These are color questions. A building made of glass that is used for growing plants.
A greenhouse?
Yes, Kyle.
Good job, Don. You did it.
Oh wait. Wait. That's
No.
not- There we go.
No.
Hey!
I was gonna say if you didn't get that one. I was gonna.
Okay, so that's,
A blue house.
I thought it was questions about colors, but it's questions where the answer is
the answer is a
Has
color
color.
with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Michael, you can do medium. I got hard. I got this.
No, you want the
Wow.
excuse. I want hard.
Nope.
He wants the excuse.
I called it first.
No, you didn't.
So, next question. To gloss over or cover up something such as a record of criminal behavior.
Who's this for?
This is Kyle. Kyle gets
Oh.
the easy
Oh,
one.
you
Wait, sorry, what?
You get all the easy ones.
Yeah, Kyle is getting 5 questions. This is question
Wait,
number
what's the
2
shit?
for
What-
Kyle.
Repeat it, please.
No.
Red line.
No.
I guess-
The answer is whitewash.
That would actually, I probably would have got wrong. But I can see where it is. Yeah.
Number 3. The extortion of money by threats to divulge discrediting information.
Oh, come on, Kyle.
Oh my God,
I know this one.
Go ahead,
No,
Kyle.
I refuse.
Kyle.
No, you can't refuse. It's trivia.
Kyle.
No, Kyle gets it wrong.
Yeah.
It's blackmail.
It's blackmail, Kyle.
Yeah.
I said it first.
So,
I don't care.
no,
It's
it
not
doesn't
your
matter.
Question.
No, these
I
are.
have to lose.
Yes, Kyle has 1 point.
I have to lose.
Yeah. Okay.
These are all Kyle's questions. Number 4, a tall, thin dog that can run very fast and is used in races.
God. Kyle, please get it right.
It's gray hound.
Yes,
There you go.
that's the German answer.
I love that you're like from the previous time. You're like, I can't give a stupid answer. I'm gonna say is no.
A drawing that shows how to build something. Kyle.
Kyle.
The draft.
Literally my entire job.
Yep.
Okay, it's a blueprint.
It's a purple print.
it's a mauve print.
So Kyle got 3.
It's a navy blue.
Good job, Kyle.
Okay. So we've moved on to medium, and just for the record, Michael is getting medium.
yes.
What? I called it
This is
first.
some bullshit.
You didn't.
It's some blue shit.
Yeah. Oh, see, that's
Blueprint
why,
shit.
That's why you're taking the hard.
No, I'm gonna get them all wrong.
I hope so.
Okay, what do you got?
No, I'm
John?
just double checking because I know there's one kind of Michael question in here, but never mind. Okay, Michael's question number 1: a newcomer unacquainted with local manners and customs.
Greenbeard.
Greenhorn.
Greenhorn. Yes.
Wait. You said newcomer, and I
It's like cucumber.
a newcomer.
I knew it was green, but I've been playing too much DDO.
You say
Deep Rock
green.
Galactic.
You say greenhorn though, right?
Yeah.
Greenhorn.
Yeah,
I say
yeah,
Greenbeard
like Greenhorn.
because
Well, I mean,
Yeah, so
Wrong.
that's
I've been
wrong.
playing too much freaking deep rock.
A greenhorn. A greenhorn is very.
Michael has an excuse, but he got it wrong. So still 0 points.
I'm gonna give myself half a point.
Okay.
Wait,
Next question.
Nope, where's Womp?
I can't remember. There it is. Okay. I got the buttons ready for you.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I got a half point.
So, next question. A Protestant Irishman.
I have no freaking clue.
You have to say color.
Yellow.
Orange man.
Orange man, of course.
Because he's Irish.
It's Orangeman because he's Irish.
Because
he has a
that
hair.
doesn't make sense.
He's a ginger.
Sure.
No, because the green is Catholic and the orange is Anyway,
Okay.
So next question. A small wave with a foamy crest.
Small wave with a foamy crest.
You have to.
White something.
No, it's not a white something. Do you
Yeah.
want a second guess?
Oh,
I'll give you a second guess here.
I have no idea.
It's not white. I have no idea. It's a white cap.
White cap. Okay.
You were so close.
This is way more fun with the buttons.
So, an insulting word for someone who has communist political beliefs.
Red.
Oh, I mean, I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah,
Kyle knows this because he would use this word.
I would.
Red commie? I don't know.
No, Kyle.
It's a red coat.
No,
kidding.
that's the British.
Kyle, the actual answer.
Well, I think the normal parlance was just a red.
You were giving me-
back in the.
No, okay.
Kyle,
Kyle doesn't know this either. It's pinko.
Oh, a pinko.
yeah.
Well, okay.
You were giving me so much shit for not knowing
So
it.
this is
You're like,
why we give
I don't
Kyle
know.
the easy
So-
ones.
Ah.
Anyway, Michael's last question, and he so far only has one right.
Yeah.
The last question to try to get within 1 point of Kyle is a coward.
Yellow belly.
Yes. No. Yes. But number two is yeah.
I'm gonna know all of his now.
So
And I'm
far,
gonna be pissed.
so far, Kyle is winning.
I'm going to say right now, based on the answers, I am not.
If I know his answers and he doesn't know them, I want to answer them.
A pinko is actually pretty interesting because that's actually something very similar to what the communists are actually doing now in China.
Pinko?
Talking about.
Wait, what the fuck?
It was the sound for pink.
No, that also reminds
Oh.
me of my question relating to Argo's question.
Oh, yeah.
Can you have a pink laser?
No.
I would say it, because a lot of lasers are based on a very specific frequency. Because light, pink would be a combination of red with all other colors increase. I don't know if you could.
You can't have pink because pink is in the violet spectrum, which means that you can't see it.
Well, pink
is light red.
But if pink is considered to be
It's
lighter
not
red,
it's not within the visible spectrum.
a laser is about
You
being-
can see pink.
No, not with a laser.
You can interpret pink, but
Yes.
if you're talking where a laser is a very specific narrow band,
A very specific pink.
it's a narrow. It's a very.
Is this the question?
This is a two for question.
No, this is a follow-up to a previous question. This is not Argo's right or wrong question.
Okay. So what are my questions?
Your right or wrong question, a temporary reduction in electrical power in an area is called what?
A blackout.
Yeah, that's easy.
No, it's
Oh no, it's brownout.
Argo got it wrong. It is a brownout.
It is a brownout. Yeah.
I forgot. I did miss temporary.
temporary.
I know it's a brownout if it's temporary.
Yeah, it's a-
before you said anything, I got it right though.
That's a half point.
I'll take 8 rounds up.
I get a half one for the green beard.
No,
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
No, because he told you the answer and then you said, "Oh yeah, that one."
No, I said green beard first.
No.
I did.
Okay, shut up.
So, inflammation of the outermost layer of the white part of the eye.
Oh, I know that one. I get to answer it if he fails.
You do,
Pink eye.
Oh,
but he answered it right.
He did.
So,
You're giving him the
I
easy
feel like
one.
mine are easy and he swapped them.
no,
This is
you
awesome.
did. You got you have 1.5 points.
That was an
How
easy
many?
one.
How many did he get? He got 2, right?
He got, let's see.
I want
two.
two.
Yeah.
But you're giving him easier ones.
Oh, this is great. This is great. I'm doing good.
A waxy
Whatever.
substance secreted by the sperm whale.
Fuck.
I knew this one.
I know this one.
Michael knows this
Can
one.
I answer this one?
You can after Argo gives his final answer.
Fine.
So a substance secreted from a sperm whale.
Waxy substance.
Oh, that's worse.
Don't eat this.
But you can make it into a perfume.
It's not poison, but it tastes awful.
I wouldn't eat it.
Yeah, don't eat this.
I'm not gonna know. So I'm
know
gonna
this.
say
I actually
it's Roy Biv.
No, it's
Ambergris.
yeah.
Why are you giving him the easy
I'm
ones?
thinking all the okay. That I know.
Ambergris is not an easy
I'm
one.
taking that point.
Yeah.
That's my point
No,
now.
you don't get it. You just get to lord it over Argo.
I'm
that you
taking
know.
it. I don't give a shit. I'm taking it.
So,
That's my point.
again,
So yeah, there is a random beep because apparently my fire detector is battery
So,
is dead.
Argo-
So
it's probably not picking up.
Apologies if there's a beep.
so again, Argo has 1.5 points, which
Okay.
means that he's still below Michael.
I took the point, so I got 3 points now.
Nope.
Technically
that's-
still below the village idiot.
That's
so.
not
I
how.
feel-
Can't make up the rule. He's the god.
I stole your point. It's mine.
So,
I'm winning.
See, that's the audience. They don't care.
yeah.
All right.
Next question. A standard for short-range wireless interconnection of electronic devices.
I know.
Hold on. I got this button. It's Bluetooth.
Oh,
Yes.
no, I knew that one. No, you were giving him the easy one.
Argo has passed Michael, but he's still a half point behind Kyle.
He is.
I rounded up.
This last question, if you get it right, you win.
With the hardest questions.
Yeah, if you get it wrong,
Whatever. They hit the
Kyle
hardest.
wins.
Yeah. Village idiot wins.
To refuse to give financial help to a person or business.
I know this one. Oh, I know what it is.
To refuse to give financial help to a business or person.
Yep.
Well, I would say asshole, but I'm pretty sure that doesn't have a color in it.
I know what
It's illegal now.
It is very illegal. Why did you give him the easy ones?
To refuse?
Yep.
It's very illegal.
Very illegal.
Not very.
Well, the last time anybody did was like 2014. They got very
No, they're still doing it.
Well, they just get away with it.
Yeah.
This is the last time somebody got caught.
Well, hold on.
No, no.
Wait.
Wait, I want to steal his
Didn't
point.
establish any rules.
Okay, can I steal his point?
no.
We have said before, you cannot steal points, but you can feel better about yourself.
Redlining.
That. So, Argo, what is the answer?
It's redlining.
Argo wins! Kyle, I'm sorry, but Argo
did-
now wins.
You
That's fine. I would have said
You
blacklisting.
didn't give me the chance. I feel like I got to phone a friend without a choice.
You
There you go.
kind of did.
All right, thank you,
Yep.
Michael.
You know what?
Thank you, Michael.
got the easy
I
question.
love how the first answer
I
you
knew
gave was
all of yours.
know.
I knew barely any of mine. I knew all of yours.
actually I knew none of yours too. Like, I'm so glad I got the hard one.
Yeah, I skipped the question that involved clues, so yeah.
Oh, what was
what was
the
the
clue?
clue? What was the clue?
No, I skipped it. I'm going to keep skipping it.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh, 'cause
that's
I could
fine.
probably get it.
Yeah.
I can maybe get it right because they're all like plumbing.
No, the
It
answer,
was-
the answer is clue. I'm not going to give you the question.
It was Colonel Mustard with Professor Plum.
What's the pipe?
You know, it was the name of the...
Wait, he did it with it. It was a joint murder. They worked together.
with the
It was
No,
the
that,
name
no,
of the...
no, that's Miss Scarlet and Miss White.
It was the name of the
Made out.
actresses who were in the movie Clue.
Miss Scarlet and Miss
no
White with the
idea.
pipe
Oh,
in the
yes.
billiard room.
Angela Lansbury.
It's not a color.
No,
but it would
but
be
the
related.
names of their characters.
I-
Anyway.
Okay. Anyway,
Argo wins, so what's next?
yes, I win because Michael was such a graceful friend.
He was.
Thank you very much.
so
so
helpful.
easy.
I don't know why redlining would have been called that because my brain is associated probably very closely with Kyle's idea of a red line, where because you're like blueprints. It's
I would have
No,
a-
redlining is very different from
I-
blueprints.
I
No,
I
it's-
would not have gone with redline because redline in my brain is nowhere near the
so
definition that you gave.
I worked in documentation at a medical device company
is.
for a year and a half. Redlining is changing of documentation and showing those changes before they go through and become final changes.
No,
and historical
in my
yes.
industry, it's redlining. Oh, you live in Rondo? Yeah, no loan for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
so
about
that's
not giving.
completely
That is
different.
my definition.
That is what the like. That is what. Yes.
no
banks.
There's more than
No,
one
it's
definition.
pretty much all around banks.
No, that's the
No.
legal.
That's the
thing.
legal
Yeah.
definition. Redlining is a very common term
Like
within.
engineering
Yeah.
term
Quality.
for redlining is completely
Yeah,
different.
very
Yeah.
different.
It is a different term, but the same term is used in both contexts.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
One's illegal.
Well, I hope
very
the other one's
legal.
not illegal because it's very much needed. Anyway, I do have some questions here from some supporters. I have the first one here is from Bus Filling Cone. I'm not sure how to word this one. I think it's more specific to me, but I'm trying to figure out how to word it for everybody. So for the people that are a supporter, he asks, how would you feel if you could have a hangout with any of the supporters with you to eat at one of your local restaurants? But
so
they
we're-
said that they would pay for themselves.
Wait, is this a question for the chat?
So if we're going like to someplace nice, we go. Fuck you, fire alarm.
Ignore the fire.
So, Kyle,
the-
pick a place.
We're gonna go to like somewhere near
Buca Beppo.
downtown. Buca di Beppo would be great, but downtown maybe do like a seedy
Pizza Luce.
underground strip club.
Strip club.
Black Heart.
Black. Oh, that sounds very depressing. Like
No,
just Black Heart.
No, Black Heart is a former gay bar that's turned into kind of a bar / pizza / cabaret restaurant. I've
if you're
done trivia there. It's kind of depressing until they actually opened up the front window.
I'll tell you what we'll do.
I was in
Until they got the bars off.
I was in the 90s once, and all I saw was an open shower and just
Wait,
and I left.
an open shower in the middle of a bar.
Literally in the middle of the room, there was just a
Is that
shower.
part of the show?
It was a plexiglass. No, it was just people who wanted to go take a shower could go up and take off their clothes and take a shower in the middle of the room. And I
That
was like,
is
you know what?
sounding like
Wait,
homeless
You know what?
exploitation.
I'm okay. We're done.
I've got a job interview in a half hour, so I'm gonna dance for these
it was
people.
it was in the gay 90s in the middle of Minneapolis.
I'll tell you what we're gonna do.
Wait, the gay 90s has a shower in
It
the...
did.
Gay
If it
90s
doesn't
is a
still,
special place. I have a
it
coworker that loves
very
it.
is. They're
I'll
fucked
tell you
up
what
there.
we'll do. We'll go into a gas station. We'll buy some Vienna sausages. We'll find an alley where nobody will bother us, and we'll start a fire. And we'll cook those Vienna sausages over the fire.
Wait, they're already cooked.
Wait, is it a trash
Yes,
fire?
well, we're gonna toast them.
Is it a trash fire or is it a non-fire?
It's gonna be a
fire?
trash fire. It's whatever we can find in the alley.
Okay.
And we're gonna cook those Vienna sausages on sticks we found. And we're gonna eat
Where
them.
are we
and we're gonna
finding
have a
sticks?
We found them in the woods near the park.
Well, then why aren't we just building a fire out of the sticks that we found in the woods?
Because we gotta move into the alley so nobody will bother us.
What?
We're in the woods. No one's gonna bother you in the woods.
Plastic burns
We don't want to
very
burn down the woods.
Did you drive out to the woods, pick up a stick, then drive back to the cities to find an alley?
No, we find a gas station. And then we just, like find an alley behind the gas
Michael, you can make a fire using stuff that you found in the woods, or you can make a fire using stuff that you found in a gas station. The two things shouldn't intersect.
station. We can, like, I don't know, we just build a fire in a barrel.
I like how
It'll be fine.
You don't find a barrel in the woods?
No, you find it behind the gas station.
Then you use what you found in the gas station.
yeah,
yes,
which is
let's start a
gas.
fire.
yeah, they have to have somebody.
Well, no,
like,
there's gonna just
oil
spray the
stick.
trash.
The oil stick. The people check for their oil. Just
Oil
use that.
thing. You can't steal that from
That's a
somebody's
dip.
car.
No, it's in the trash.
No,
The
that's
oil?
different.
You cannot. You 100% cannot. You can't steal oil from somebody's
Wait, no.
car.
Kyle,
That's not how
Kyle.
that works.
have you ever thrown away a dipstick?
No.
No,
No,
you
never
put
would.
it back.
You need your dipstick.
Yes.
I don't think
Every-
you've been to Michael's gas station.
We
Straight up pressure valves requires a dipstick.
It's just use
Michael,
we use corn dog sticks.
Michael, is your gas station stealing people's dipsticks?
No, we're using used corn dog sticks.
I feel
Free
like-
used
What?
sticks.
I feel like you guys are
Yes.
going some weird direction.
Wait a minute. No. I didn't understand.
I don't remember what the question is. All I remember is that
You
Michael
were
doesn't
trying
know
to get an oil level off of a corn dog?
No, we're
Michael
We're
doesn't.
cooking the Vienna sausages over the trash.
Michael, what is the oil level of the corn dog?
Tasty.
Okay.
Willie
next
there.
Oh,
question.
no, hold on.
Okay, back to the original question. What is the question?
The question was about hanging out at a local restaurant. Kyle finds the worst place he can think of, and Michael brings up a gas station. So
Vienna sausages behind a gas station over a trash fire.
I think a strip club would be great.
no,
It's gonna be great. Yeah, absolutely.
No, you go to a Food Line, you
strip
get some
club?
fried chicken.
Where the hell are you gonna find a food
You,
line?
you go to Popeyes. Popeyes Food Line.
Wait, Popeyes has a strip club?
No.
Popeyes doesn't. Popeyes.
Wait.
Two things.
shut up.
Popeyes does not have strippers.
They could.
Popeyes does not have gas.
Shut up. Because
If it did,
the business we will start as 4 men will be the
fried chicken, gasoline, and strippers.
the hookers, Popeye, gasoline station.
Can I come up with the name for it? I want to call it dipstick strippers.
No, can we throw in cane sauce?
Okay, and
No, cane sauce all over the strippers.
we like base at least 4 locations: one in Montana, one in Kentucky, one in Tennessee, and then one in Texas.
No, but
gonna be hard
no,
to
I was gonna say three
Yeah,
of
a
them.
little.
3 of them need to
bit.
be at the same corner.
3. We need them all right
Like,
there.
all right, we're good here. Where are we gonna go? Over there.
No, I'm just imagining 4 corners in south of Bozeman, Montana, where you've got one station, or one corner is a gas station, one corner is a casino, the other corner is a gas station, the other corner is a restaurant. So you got food.
Yeah, it's
true.
But
you gotta have food.
But you get rid of one of those gas stations, you put in a strip club where all the hookers are covered in cane sauce.
He just wants hookers covered in cane sauce,
Yes,
which
that's
is
fine.
fair.
That's fine.
That sounds.
Every man has a dream.
This sounds
I mean,
like
it's not the worst.
This sounds like a one-up to Hooters.
Yes.
Well,
Well, anyway,
what's
okay.
the next question?
Yeah, let's move on from that one. So the next question I had was from flutterkind saying, "Bam, you're omniscient. What information do you look up?"
Missioned?
Omniscient. So you know everything about everything,
Oh.
or you're
Why would-
able to know
Wait,
everything about everything.
no.
Well, I'm definitely
You-
an
you don't
asshole
look it
at
up.
that point.
So okay,
know
so
it.
if suddenly you became omniscient, what would be the first thought that you would probably go to? That would
Oh, aliens.
What? Aliens?
So
Yeah.
like knowledge of like intelligent life outside of your.
Well, if like JFK before he died knew about aliens, like you'd know it.
So 2 questions pop kind of.
What was that look?
I would feel. I would know who feels like a nut and who doesn't, because sometimes people feel like a nut and sometimes they don't.
So you'd only know that information in that moment.
Yeah, so it would take all of my energy, all of my effort, all the time.
Okay, feels like a nut. Feels like a nut. Doesn't. Feels like a nut.
Omniscience
Feel like a nut.
definitely. Omniscience means that you know everything at all times.
Yeah.
So like if
You-
you
that's
did, then you
well,
know
yeah,
everything.
but you would.
but it would update.
But like right now, you know everything that you know, but you're not
Yes.
perceiving that information at that time until you bring it to the forefront. So, what would be the first thing you would bring to the forefront? What would be the first bit of information that you would try to pull from that immense knowledge?
I mean like if probably actually the limit of the universe where time stops.
That seems like something that would make your brain explode.
Well, but your brain is immensely expansive.
This isn't.
I think my first bit of information it would be where the nearest 9-volt battery would be.
Yeah, because those things are always hard
Oh,
to find.
okay.
No, because like the freaking fire alarm chirping is really annoying.
It is,
but I can't do
yeah.
anything
It's
about
probably
it.
not even picking up on the microphone.
It definitely is.
It's
Yeah,
picking up on all.
definitely is.
It's picking up on all formats.
It
I
would
can see
probably
it.
be.
I can see it peeking on the.
It'll be reduced in post, but there is definitely a chirping.
there is.
This is a problem for Adam. Anyway, 2 questions that I would answer is question number 1: how I get those cat girls? Question number 2:
Yep.
You would be rich. Yes.
We would all, yes. I wouldn't be rich. I just hoard. But
No, that's fair.
Wait,
That's
you
fair.
would hoard the cat girls?
Yes,
hoard the
I
cat
would
girls.
too.
I'm
I
surprised
would
Michael
too,
isn't
to be
figuring
honest.
out where the horse planet is.
No.
Well, there's a horse.
Well,
yes.
you can't get
No,
to
no.
the horse planet though.
He has horses. I got the cat.
I just want to know it exists so that
So,
I can launch myself in that direction.
Cat girls pony play.
Wait. I want to play with ponies.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure he's talking like Hugh Hefner.
No. Happy times.
Like large.
Yeah, Happy
large-breasted
Times
cat girls.
covers large swaths. But let's move on. Yeah,
Well, I think you had 2 questions.
I did. The second question is trying to figure out how to fit in the Wiz.
You know everything throughout all of time, and you're like, how do I speak these 3 letters?
Yeah,
The Wiz. It's only 2.
it's 6 letters.
It's 6
With a
letters.
space.
2
Yes.
Is
words.
space a letter?
Wait,
No,
no, there's
no,
2
it's not.
Z's in the Wiz.
Well,
What? There's definitely 2 Z's in the Wiz.
so if
No, it's 1 Wiz.
No, there's 2 Z's.
No, you announce.
I will fight.
The way
enunciate.
the way that this half the table enunciates
no, I'm gonna go with
The Wiz.
is W-I-Z.
I'm gonna go.
W-I-Z-Z.
I'm gonna go.
No,
with
it's
Z.
not.
Single Z.
Dare
It's
you.
single Z.
Okay, say what would it sound like saying it with a single Z?
The Wiz.
What was with 2 Z's?
The Wiz.
No, that's
You're
inflection.
adding
it's-
W's, not
it's-
Z's.
The difference between
Not
the
many
2,
Z's.
if I was to pronounce it, would be the Wiz versus the Wiz.
The Wiz.
Hey, it's
Yeah, I didn't drink that much.
Wiz.
Oh, well, you drink enough, you'll add an extra Z.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm gonna keep adding Z's until
No more W's.
No, if you had 3 Z's, you've passed out.
Yeah, you're dead.
Ooh, that's got
No,
it.
you're not dead. You're just passed out.
4 Z's. Are you dead?
No, if you keep adding Z's, you're still alive. If you stop adding Z's, you can't add a Z
Z's.
if you're dead.
Okay, so
You start adding X's.
I mean, I disagree, but
I want to go back to that question. So if space isn't the letter, and like, so I can't remember what it's called, but sometimes people at the end of a sentence will add 2 spaces instead of 1.
That's how you should do it.
No.
No, it's period dot space.
No, it's single
Period.
space.
It's double space.
No,
wait, after a period?
That's how you know that's a new sentence.
You know how you know that?
No.
It's a fucking period.
Comma,
No.
space,
No.
word,
Double-
period, space.
But then why
word?
space.
Period, space,
I'm
space.
angry at you, actually.
Period is space is meant for college students to get extra portions.
No,
That's-
Courier knew double spacing is how college students do.
Even when I was in
You
college,
you
I
fucking
didn't do
banker.
double spacing.
I have a problem. Like, so I have to redline a lot of like these newsletters that go out at work.
Redlining.
And so I go.
It's called redlining.
So I go through this, and the amount of times that people sometimes have double space, sometimes not, I really don't care. But what I don't like is inconsistency. The amount of people that sometimes double space and sometimes don't. It's like, pick one.
Yeah, pick
Why do you-
one.
Why does it
But
matter?
how it matters.
It
to
doesn't
me
matter. Just
is-
pick one.
No, what the I can see single word justified alignment. Justified is the
Tab at the
What?
beginning of a
no.
paragraph.
So justified means that you are going to
is a
stretch
college
the line, however wide the text is, to fully fit the page, no matter how wide it is. And so words will always adjust based on length, but it will always adjust. When you double space, it doubles that distance. And sometimes if you have a really large word that gets down to the next one, that double space becomes a huge brick in the middle of the text.
I'm going to be honest, I haven't even tabbed at the start of a paragraph in a very long time.
Yeah.
Wow, that's fucked up.
When I work,
Why?
I
Yeah,
work
that's fucked
What
up.
are you doing?
Because chaos, that's why.
no, so
Do you not even double space? You just fucking do. It's one space, no space.
I'm
I
providing.
tab in the beginning of my email.
My job is to provide information.
okay.
Do you-
I don't care about
Wait a
that.
minute. No, I need to fucking understand. Do you send an email where you don't even double space after the first sentence?
Yes.
Why?
It depends
Because
on what the first sentence is.
screw the person on the other end. They
wow,
can read it.
that's fucking dick.
I have to
That's
say-
a dick move.
They can read it just fine.
No,
wasting
it's dumb.
space.
Hold
That space
on.
costs money.
I want to check because I'm pretty sure this is also a pet peeve for John and probably for other people. The people that put thank you
Thank you. Fuck them.
in no
Don't respond
No.
to an email saying just thank you, and that's the entire email.
I delete that.
Don't do that.
That's banking. That's banking.
Before you answer, I want to say a lot of my emails say thank you and then best regards.
No, okay, there
That's
it was.
retarded.
Hold on.
Stop
There,
that.
I see John's already going for it. So, okay, there are people I know that they'll say, "Hey, can you fix this?" And I'll say, "Okay," and then they respond, "Thank you," and in their signature is "Thank you," and so their email says, "Thank you, thank you." And then, like another 2 lines down, their name, and that is a pet peeve of mine.
It gets even worse
You are
in my line of business because it's thank you, name, title. Identity theft is on the rise.
So our company has a distributed correct version to do your signature, and the amount of people that don't, or they take it and then they decide, I can make this pretty, and they add things to it, and I'm like, I don't think you realize that is not what you're supposed to do. But I just hate the people that are like, thank you. Or thank you, best regards. Why does your signature say best regards? You know what? You know what?
Because my message says thank you at the end, and then my signature says best regards.
But you know what? My favorite compliment is the one that nobody actually wrote and is just a default.
Yeah.
Because nothing says you're a pretty person. Like literally a copy paste written to make me feel.
I am just trying to get my work done. I do not care.
Then why did you write it?
I didn't. It's in the signature.
That's
You
why
put
we
it
have
there.
a company.
No, I didn't.
That's why
The
we have
company put it
company
there.
standards that says name, job title, contact information. And anything else is not company standard. Don't do it.
Because the company put the
that's
best
where I'm
regards.
at.
Our company tells us what font we have to
Yes.
use.
Ours doesn't.
Oh, trust me. Ours says your first name is all caps. Your first name is first letter capitals. Your last your name lowercase. Your last name all capitals. Same text has to be this size. Then below that, you have to put your full title. Direct from Outlook has to be the direct from Outlook with a specific size. Then below that, you have phone, cell phone, and other alternative phone with a single vertical line between single space. They actually define this.
I have my own. I have my company one as well.
So to go over this, it's capital A, lowercase RGO, capital D, capital
David is not my
A,
last name.
capital E, capital M, capital O, capital
Yes.
N.
I am a proud son of Mr. and Mrs. Damon.
Yes.
No, you're. It's R. It's Mr. and Mrs. R.
Look,
Damon.
I'm in a privileged position where I just send a freaking email with the information
No,
that the customer
That's
needs.
because you're
That's
in
what
a
I do
company
too.
of 3 people.
Yeah.
I'm in a company of 13,000.
See, I send emails, but it's always it's
45.
always within
Or,
the
sorry.
company.
No, actually, how many people do I have?
Ours is 45,000.
I think 0.5.
45,000.
Yes.
People.
Holy
I
shit.
think
For the business, yes, that's a lot.
I think we have.
I might be wrong, but I think
7,000?
0.5% of all Americans work for my company.
And wait. And you said there was like 12,000?
No, that was incorrect.
not
I'm
correct,
thinking
yeah.
it's
I'm pretty-
closer to
There's a
350,000.
lot
Yeah,
less
it must
people
be
in
a
America.
lot larger than that.
Yeah.
My company is a guy I met, old friend of mine. And
Some
then
motherfucker from Italy.
No, he's not there. There's people from
No,
Italy.
people from Italy.
who work in Italy. They
Yeah.
don't work where I work.
Yeah. Italy.
They work in
Anyway,
Italy.
so let's move on from our professions and how many
Yeah.
people are on our email.
Oh,
list.
actually,
What was
I
the actual fucking
Wait,
question
what is the
again?
next
I don't
question?
remember.
I was actually wrong. My company has 90,000.
That's
Definitely the same as mine.
you also have higher security clearance than probably most of the people,
Which I'm
all
working
of the
on.
people at our company.
No.
No.
And
No,
even if it
it's-
was, I can't.
Secret clearance?
Well,
Anyway,
no.
Anyway, next question.
Yes. So I have actually that was the last question. So that's fine because we're like hour and a half in, so we're all good.
Anyway, drinks. Four Loko Warheads is actually pretty good.
I actually liked it.
It was.
It was not bad.
I feel like it needed to be more sour.
needed to be
Yeah,
more sour to
it
call
needed to be
Warhead.
much more sour. There wasn't there was a lack of citric acid in it, and which was disappointing. But it's the fact that it actually did taste like a pink warhead. Like if you
It
just
tasted pink.
If you were to take a pink warhead and then put it in your mouth and then suck off all of the citric acid and that makes it sour, and then you had the flavor afterwards, that is exactly what the taste is
If you
like.
had citric acid around the rim,
Yes.
that
I
would
agree.
be appropriate, but
Yeah.
we didn't have that.
I feel
didn't know.
like it tasted like the center of a warhead, but the center of a warhead is meant to be the reward.
Yeah.
And like it's like if you have something very bitter and then you have something very sweet, it's going to taste sweeter. Or
I
something.
used to spit out the candy once the sour was done.
Really? You're a garbage
What?
person.
No, it's to me it's the contrast. If you are pushed so far one direction, the center was about springboarding you back.
The center
only-
is a dum-dum.
Well, the only one that I ever, yes, it is, but the only one that I ever savored the entire way was the blue raspberry warhead.
Blue raspberry is an amazing flavor that should exist more.
Yes, I agree.
I think I have a video of my sister. What was it, the radioactive ones or whatever? They were supposed to be these sour, more sour than a warhead, and I have a video of her biting into it, and it's hilarious.
Well, the ones that had the like nougat center to the
Wait,
interior.
nougat?
Wait, is this like
Nougat does not go with a warhead.
sounds awful.
Is this
Okay, so
That
sorry.
goes like- That's like peanut and Jolly Rancher. It's not. It doesn't match.
Let me
Wait,
re-explain.
Kyle, is this a warhead for retirees? Like if you're on hospice,
The warhead retiree. It just kills you outright.
It's just an orange slice.
That's like Reese's and sour apple. They don't go together. Sour apple Reese's is not a thing.
I have it.
Maybe it should be.
The caramel apple sucker with peanut butter is great.
wait, what? Oh,
Yeah.
the caramel apple sucker. I'm like, ooh, and then
No, but like the warhead loco was
no, it was better than I thought it would be.
It was better than juice.
my lowest drink I've ever had in my entire life was that fucking orange Lysol flavored juice that we had last
That
time.
was actually so. All the stupid drinks you brought have actually gotten better over time.
Yeah,
this one's actually pretty okay.
I'd say
This is pretty good.
All right.
I'd say the low point in the stuff that I've put in my mouth during this podcast or before this podcast was actually the food that I brought. But
Was the
Hey, it filled me up. I'm no longer hungry.
White Castle
pizza rolls.
Yeah,
They were
It's
rough.
not good.
They were
They
rough.
were
they were interesting. But
They had nothing in them.
there was it was filled a little
tiny filler.
but anyways,
minimal filler.
so it kind of got taken over by the Four Loko. But what, John, did you bring overall then?
I made Manhattans.
Yes, you did.
So-
They were good?
with the.
It's a very simple recipe. It's just whiskey, vermouth, some bitters, and a cherry.
I see. I like my own Manhattans because I have a specific whiskey that I like to use with the Manhattans.
Yeah. Argo did a little kind of description during the pre-roll about all the different bitters that I used.
Yes.
The 3 descriptions of the bitters that I used was traditional, which is Angostura bitters. There was chocolate, which is this Aztec chocolate bitters that I found in my local liquor store. And then there was science, which is something that I found at the Mall of America, which just comes out of an eye drop.
It literally says bitter cup on
I
it.
feel like you
It
picked
says
that up from a
black-
Vision
No,
Center.
It
it's
says bitter cup.
It's Blackstrap. I found it in I forget the name of it, but it's like vermouth.
What?
I feel like
It
what
says it's cinnamon, cola nut, and nutmeg.
I feel like what would have really helped if I had it without it and then had it with it to really get the notes of it, because I don't
Yeah.
really have a baseline.
Yeah, bitters is kind of difficult because it's an accent to whatever flavor the drink actually is. So it's difficult to
Gotcha.
have the drink and then adding the bitters to it.
Yeah, it feels like there's not much.
There's a
Kind of?
lot of cinnamon in there.
Yeah,
Not that much.
but I thought the Manhattan still tasted fine. It was very boozy, but that's a Manhattan.
I liked my normal Manhattan. It was
Like
good.
it's just allspice.
And the cherry that I brought was called Pearl Cherries from Tillin Farms.
It was
There you
good.
go.
I
And
like those
did
cherries.
You brought those beers too, didn't you?
Yeah. Beyond that, the beers that I brought were an Oak Spire, and
I don't think-
Michael can see what those
Sunset.
beers are
Coastal
because
Sunset, a banana, pineapple, pecans, vanilla beans, and cinnamon sour.
that's
that
a
one.
lot of ingredients, and I liked it.
Wait, was that one?
Yeah, no, I like that one a lot, actually.
Yeah, I don't think anybody tried the other one, but I am curious on it. But it's also a coffee stout, so I probably don't want to try it
Coffee
tonight.
stout with a really pretty label.
Yeah, it's so pretty.
It shimmers. It looks like the Northern Lights, but it was high alcohol, so no one drank it.
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't that. It was just coffee. I got
a lot of those on the table.
No, it looked really good. I almost bought the exact same thing earlier today, just
Anyway.
by chance.
Kyle, what did you bring?
I brought some Adams. No one drank it, even me.
No.
It was actually a winter lager, but I also brought the Four Loco.
Who brought the New Belgium?
That's him.
Oh, you brought that too?
Yeah, the Oak Spire.
Yes. So the Oak Spire was good. Actually, I was surprised. It was just better than I thought.
I was meager on it. It almost is like I'm sorry. It almost tastes like a sherry barrel at the end instead of an
I think
oak barrel
would help for me, like
or bourbon barrel.
if I had that after like a normal beer, I may not have liked it so much, but I followed it up after the one of the wines there. So to me, after a sweet, it actually was a beer that went really good after the sweet.
That would make a lot of sense. Yeah, that is a dessert beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If following after sugar, which normally I would not want to have beer after sugary something, but that one actually worked pretty damn well. But so I didn't have the Sam Adams. But for what I brought, actually I didn't have it. John, did you have the can for it? Or no, maybe you didn't bring it down.
I didn't bring it down, but
The Scotchy Scotch.
Scotchy Scotch was Scotch ale.
Yeah, it was a Scotch ale. It was actually good. It was very cloudy. It was very.
I didn't try it.
I don't know if it was unfiltered or something, but it was very thick, and I think it's like 7.5% or something. It was actually very. I liked it. I felt like it was a beer. There's some that like start good and get not as good. Like I like Indeed's mixed nut, but I always feel like the first flavor is not as good as the last. I felt
First
that.
drink out of the mixed nut is just amazing.
Yeah, the first drink is the best, but I actually felt with the Scotchy Scotch, the last drink was the best. I actually felt it got better as it went, so it was kind of interesting. So, Michael, what did you bring?
I brought Sky River Blackberry Honey Wine, which was pretty good. I enjoyed that.
It was good.
It was,
Yeah.
it was
very good.
It was
Yeah,
decent wine.
we were actually in the pre-roll making fun of the word back here because I like the one line here. The alluring warmth of honey and lusciousness of blackberries soar over your palate, contemplating savory meats and rich desserts. Salante.
No, it's a little pretentious.
If there was a word that we were making fun of in the pre-roll, it wasn't salante or slancher or whatever that word was. It was bunghole.
It was
we
bunghole.
were doing a lot of
Talking about the
bunghole.
bunghole.
Beavis and Butthead.
But it also says here, a government warning. According to the Surgeon General, a woman should not drink alcohol.
That's what this one says. That's what the Four Loco says.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
the same company?
Yeah.
No,
wow.
I would say that pregnant women who are driving should not drink alcohol.
Mine also says consumption of alcoholic beverages impairs your ability to act accordingly on podcasts or machinery and may cause health problems.
Yes.
Michael, your
people on podcasts should not drink heavily.
Michael, your wine has a QR code.
Why did you scan
I
it?
scanned it. Oops, 404 not
Michael,
You know what? I am working on a problem at my work right now that includes QR codes that don't fucking work.
Yeah, no, QR
Oh my
don't
God.
work on a lot of stuff.
It literally sends me to qr/qrblackberry.html.
Oh no, it's a
.html.
BlackBerry?
Wow.
Oh no, they
Oh,
are
my-
using CodeSoft 29. They are.
Wow,
amazing.
that is amazing. They just sent me to a page that doesn't exist.
I say to Michael,
It's a tiny URL.
It's all my fault.
It's a tiny URL. They
Those
fucked
are
up.
those are fine. You got to fit the information in the QR code.
No. Yes, but the thing is that they did not appropriately.
No, it
Wow.
goes to an appropriate URL. That's fine.
It's a tiny URL. It's not the same.
No, tiny URL sends you to the Blackberry. Blackberry, but no, actually, this was actually pretty good.
No,
The
wine's good,
yeah, I mean their marketing of the QR code is
It's
pretty
garbage.
crap. But contains sulfites. That's nice. But besides that,
It's
it
good.
It was
it
actually
tastes
pretty good.
really good. Yeah.
It was very
tastes
good. It was. I don't know. Ooh, that was a very nice sound.
Yeah.
I feel like
Frank.
though it was more. It tasted more blackberry than mead though.
Yeah, which I kind of like.
Yeah, it did.
It was more on the wine side, but normally a wine to me is usually like very. It's like an awkward flavor. This was good. This
Yeah,
was very
no, it was
good.
good.
I very much liked it. Where'd you find this?
Total Wine.
Oh, that makes sense. They probably have a lot. So okay, cool.
Yep.
Hey, what else
Where
did you
is it
bring?
most-
I brought, and I didn't try it, but a few other people tried it, was the
Evermore Jesus.
Even More Jesus.
Yes.
The even more Jesus.
Yeah,
was that?
that's
Very
another
strong.
one.
We found Jesus.
yeah.
It was very strong. We found Jesus, and then we had this. Well, actually, no, we skipped. I brought
skipped
this up to
Jesus.
Michael.
We had it.
We skipped the step of finding Jesus,
We came back to him.
Right
and we
back to
found
more
him again.
Jesus.
Yeah.
How was it?
I liked it.
It was
it was-
12.5%.
It
was-
was 12.5%. It did benefit from the cherries.
It really
Okay.
did. It was good. It required a bit of like
Sweetness.
I think it required a bit of something. Yeah, it's like not a stout, but it's not. It's like a
If you were to mix this with a little something something from Indeed Brewing Company,
yeah. So like if you're adding like dates almost, if you're adding like a date beer stout sort of thing, and it's very very deep, very very like sort of like rock bottom sort of stout.
yeah, this is the depth, but you need something on top of that. But if you're drinking it by itself, not a bad thing.
It's not bad.
It could be improved, but not by itself.
The thing is, like, I don't.
By itself, it's not.
I don't understand fully, like, anything above like 6 or 7% is starting to get into the category of like, I like having drinks, but I don't want to get there super quick. I want to enjoy myself, and like that is a drink that's like you want to get fucked up.
No,
It's really hard to drink fast.
Pre-gaming has its place.
I can understand, like, we've had definitely, like, if we want to go to a convention, we're doing a panel. Sometimes you want a pregame, but you, like, sometimes it takes a little while to get to that right level and then sit there. That would be a really quick way to get there. But at the same time, it also feels like if you get there in the wrong, it's like, if you get there quick, but you get in the wrong lane,
Hey,
it's gonna be rough.
I have pre-gamed with a cheap vodka and Crystal Light, and this is a much better way to get to a comfortable place.
Okay.
Crystal Light, not even a Natty Light.
No, you need to add some sweetness to the plastic bottle vodka that you're swilling before you get
Yeah,
to the
you know,
top.
I'm going to chug Jaeger.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Go.
Anyway,
That
I think we've covered everything. So
Yeah, so yeah, we do have everything. I'm just now like traumatized by my like way too much drinking of Jaeger when I was younger.
Yeah.
memories of college.
No, that was not college.
Every
I didn't even
actually.
Jaeger.
I didn't even drink in college. I was one nerd.
Yeah, actually, we were a dry campus, which meant that we just had to be sneaky about it.
Yeah,
We actually had like, so on our dorm, we had the whole hall, and there was like one guy he was a student, but he was the one running the hall, but he had to follow the rules, and it was a dry campus.
Wait, so he was the RA?
Yeah, so yeah, he was the RA.
All right.
And so if you would walk into some place and you'd be like, you guys got any alcohol? And we all learned eventually, some people are stupid, is you said, nope. And he'd be like, can I see in the fridge? And they'd be like, nope.
Nope.
Okay. Because they can't. But if somebody said, sure, well, then he could. And there were some people that got in a lot of trouble for that. But we learned very early on that they can't open up anything by permission. So as long as you have something in your glass that doesn't have, like, if you're going to have a beer, do not have it in a beer can. Have it in a glass. You could say it's apple juice. He's not going to go up and smell it.
That's why college is the best time for Red Solo cups.
Oh, he was.
True.
That guy was super chill. But if he did catch you specifically, he would report you.
Because he had to.
But as long as you knew how to skate the rules properly, he'd be like, okay.
Yep.
It'd be like, what you got in your glass there? It looks really yellow. Oh, it's tomato juice.
Sure.
Tomato juice isn't yellow.
it's
like,
watered down tomato.
We're like, this one is. He's like, okay. He was super chill. It was super cool. But
Yeah,
he would get you in trouble if he knew. If he saw a beer bottle, he would get you.
Yeah.
So the message here for all of those college students out there, as long as you have plausible deniability,
Yeah.
No,
that's all you need.
Get to, if you're in the dorms, get to know your RA and know where their limits are. Because if you're an asshole to your RA, they're going to be an asshole back.
Oh, yeah.
When the RA would come in and say, "Hey, you guys are being loud," we would be quiet. Because if you're an asshole and you keep being loud, he's going to be an asshole right back.
Oh, yeah.
So yes.
If they knock on the door, shut up.
Oh yeah, we had plenty of times where the fire alarm went off, and that wasn't enough to get me out of bed. It's like, oh look, it's finals week. That's the 4th time since Thursday. I'm gonna just put a pillow on my head. They're knocking on my door and saying, "Everybody out," and I'm like, I am.
Yeah. College is the place to learn when to stop being an asshole.
Yeah, because you're only dealing with all the worst assholes.
No, like you can be an asshole to your roommates, you can be an asshole to your neighbor. The RA, you stop being an asshole until they leave.
Mm-hmm. But like Kyle said, he needs to take a piss because he decided not to do one beforehand.
I did.
Oh, you should have done it more.
I don't know what your problem
Don't
is.
like
I
Mike-
haven't been fine.
Michael's went taking a piss twice. So,
Anyway,
anyways,
so
we're all done. So thank you for hanging out for podcast whatever. Three Michael, I think it was.
I drink
Yeah.
I drink 1.5 liters of booze. I
Yeah.
No, we've had a lot of drinks.
It helps that I retain water.
don't.
So Michael,
I don't. I'm skinny.
it's better than retaining information, apparently. So, Michael,
eat more burgers.
Oh,
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Yeah.
What is your word thing?
Jetson guano.
Yeah, I'm okay with that one.